Hi everyone, welcome to a pop-up stitch. And it's spooky. It's spooky. It's as spooky as it's gonna get. We'll put it that way. How is everybody tonight? I have completely quilted a quilt and we are needing to bind this sucker so that it can go home tomorrow. So I need help. You guys get to hang out with me while I finish hand binding. And let me make sure that I don't need to answer this one. And then I think we're good. How is everyone tonight? I see Carrie and Janet and Susan in the chat. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. Glad. How is your Halloween going? Have you had trick-or-treaters knocking on your door? How is it going? How are you guys feeling? How is all of it? Yay! How is all of it? Okay, I don't have to do anything to that. And we are going to silence my phone as well because I don't want to hear it go off all night. Do y'all want to hear my phone go off all night? I don't. I have no desire to hear it go off all night. Oh, so I am still waiting for my witch hat. U.S. Postal Service is hanging out with it for another couple days. But the blue, you know what? Let me take this camera off real quick so you guys can see this. The blue quilt is now quilted. I did a wave pattern. You can kind of see. Hey, Michael, welcome in. Hey, Katie, welcome. Glad you're here. So yeah, I've got a wave pattern going, and the binding that I used is really dark. And it's got like gold little specks in it, all of that. Susan says she's had about 16 kids knock so far. Oh, good deal, good deal. Carrie's happy now that she's finally home and sitting down to sew. No trick-or-treaters here, just been out all day. I hear you on that. We do not get trick-or-treaters here at the apartment. I would have expected to have heard some already, and we hadn't hit it yet. Hey, Katie. Yes, thank you, Katie. She's reminded everybody, go ahead and hit that thumbs up like button. I did also go ahead and start. Today is the oh, thank you. Katie said she shared Tammy's live link too. Thank you, thank you. The hat is not here yet. The hat is somewhere from Colorado to here. I don't know exactly where, but it is not here yet. It is the Postal Service at its finest, or not so finest. So I will still do a presentation when that hat gets here. I can assure you that. All right, so this quilt is going. I can't show you all the details of the label. But the quilt is going to a cancer patient. We are hoping she will become a cancer survivor. So the son chose Wonder Woman fabric for the back. So we have Wonder Woman flannel on the back. Oh, it's okay, Susan. She's like, oh no, so sorry. No, it's fine. It is fine. I will have it to enjoy all next year. All right, let's see. Bear with me just a second. Mr. Siberian Wind has a request. There you go. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we are going to hand bind this quilt. Okay. You guys never see me hand bind anything. You're going to get to see me hand bind tonight. So I'm going to start with the label, and I'm going to start with it where you guys can't see it. Just because, again, it's not my label to tell. But we're going to hand bind tonight. How many of you guys hand bind? You guys normally know that I normally do not hand bind. I might hand attach a label, but I normally do not hand bind. So this is something you guys normally do not see. Oh, you know what? We're going to start at the label. We're going to work our way out. We're going to do that. And you know what? I can do that. So maybe you guys can see. We'll see if I can zoom in here in just a second too. Let's see. My computer is just doing some funky stuff tonight, guys. So I apologize if I seem like I'm distracted. It is completely the camera and the computer. It is not you. It's not y'all's fault. It is entirely the computer. So yeah, the super chat goal is up. So you guys can still get in on super chats for the time being. There we go. All right. You guys can actually see really close in. I like that. I love my camera. I love that one. That's my favorite camera. Okay, so I am going to stitch. I'm trying to think of which way I normally stitch. You know, that's really bad that I'm sitting here having to think about that. We'll get a needle thread and go from there. So I am using some quilting betweens. If you have trouble threading a quilting between, you don't have a needle threader, the other option to quilting betweens is use some easy threading needles. Easy threading needles are, they'll work. They'll work. And I pull off my entire arm's length from one side to the other. Of course, you know, one sitting in my hand, but these are my bobbins from Beauty. So it's what I have left over from quilting it. So that's what I'm going to use. Let's see, when is the next due dates for Sew and Tell? It is this upcoming Tuesday. So 3 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday the 4th. So November 4th is our next day. So yep, you can go ahead and start getting the numbers raising up for me, Katie. I don't mind. I don't mind. I've had a lot of people sending in via email too. Got a lot of emails to pull this time. So I do double layer my thread. Who all double layers their thread? Or if you don't, if you use one single layer of thread, how do you feel that it, you know, holds? I kind of feel like I have to do double layers of thread. So I have one thread in my needle. I just tied a knot in the end near this finger that I'm holding in my fingers here. So now I've got 2 threads because it's loop. The loop is in my needle. All right. You know what? I can stitch this direction, so we are good. So what I do is when I start a new section, I always, especially when I'm doing binding like this, I will start all the way on the opposite side of the binding, and I just run in between the layers of binding to come out my fold. So my needle is in there. You know what? We're going to turn this camera on, and actually we're going to, hang on, we're going to make this so you guys can really see it. There we go. All right, hang on. It's going to be the same 2 cameras, just reversed. So I'm small now, and my hand is big. And we are going to turn that light on that is blinding me, but it will help you guys. So I stick my needle in, and my knot is going to stay buried all the way into the binding. So I do kind of like a whip stitch. I don't know what everybody else does for their binding, but I feel like mine is a whip stitch. So you can use clips to help hold this if you want to. I'm just going to fight with it tonight. That's what I'm going to do. But I fold over just enough so that I have it kind of between my hands. And I've got my index finger holding the binding up at the back side. And I will run in underneath the backing of the quilt. And then I run under maybe, I mean, it's not even a finger width. That's how small of a bite I take. And then when I get into the binding again, I only take that same amount of space. So that's the kind of stitching that I do on my binding. Do you do the same thing, or do you do something different? I have not seen a whole lot of people showing how they do their binding stitches. And so like when they do it by hand, I haven't seen that. So I don't know if it's the same, if it's different. How do you do yours? How do you do yours? And this is polyester thread, so I'm not super worried about it ever falling apart. It will fall apart after the rest of the quilt falls apart. Oh, I love the ghost, Michael. I love that. I was at another website just a little while ago, and their little icon for the site changes to a ghost, and I was like, oh, that's cute. I had not even paid attention all day. I was finishing quilting this today. So this was still on the quilt frame as of this morning. Oh, I'm rolling onto it. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Ah! And I'm bumping my table. Oh. So what are you all doing for Halloween? Like, did you have a good Halloween? Did you dress up today? If you went to work, did you wear a costume at work? I know Susan, I think, said she had about 16 kids knocked so far. We do not get trick-or-treaters here at the apartment building, and it kind of bums me out. We really went all out on Halloween back before we moved up here, and there's a lot of people who decorate. They just go like Christmas level crazy for Halloween decorations, and they've got pirate ship and all kinds of cool Halloween decorations going. And so like the whole town goes crazy for Halloween here. But they don't trick or treat in the apartment complexes. All of the kids, even if they live in the apartment complex, unless they're going to a specific person's apartment, they don't trick or treat here. They trick or treat downtown. We have a place called David Street Station, and they host like a trunk or treat kind of thing, and everybody does booths and things like that, and then we can get the little ones trick-or-treated out before the big kids come out and start gobbling up a lot more of the candy, and so that the little ones can also get into bed earlier, because the little ones will start having a fit because they are missing their bedtime. It is the one night of the year to miss the bedtime, right? I enjoyed trick-or-treating as a kid, but I think I still have the problem of cold calling. Like, I struggle when I think I need to call somebody or a business. I actually forgot to call a business today that I needed to call for that exact reason. So I get to call them Monday. But, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I could not have done this even 2 weeks ago, holding this quilt like this. I did not have the strength in my left hand to do this. So the surgery did good. My wrist is going to be sore as crazy sore after all of this, but that's okay. The chat got so quiet, guys. It got so quiet. How long do you think it's going to take me to do this binding? Because I think we started like right about 6:40 finally. How long do you think it'll take me? This is like almost 60 by 90. It's not quite that big. I haven't measured it since I cut it cut it after quilting. So I don't know the final size. Hi, Giovanna! Happy belated Halloween. Glad you're here. We are hand binding the back of the Wonder Woman quilt. Carrie's quiet because she's sewing for the first time today. I hear ya. I've been quilting. I mean, I got this. I had over half of this done yesterday. And then when I started this morning, I had to go back and fix things because my software on the long arm frame was not cooperating with me. So I had to go back and fix it. But got it fixed, got it running, and then was able to finish quilting it. One thing I have learned is always take a picture of my settings. Yes, right? Giovanna, she says, glad I caught you. I'm glad you did too. I'm very glad you did. I've missed seeing you in my chat. I miss seeing you. So yeah, this one wasn't too bad because it's just the waves. I knew I needed a quick and easy quilting design because my timeline. The person who is going to carry it to the recipient is going to be in town tomorrow. So I need to have this done tonight so that I can give it to them tomorrow. And I'm just going to have to let them know that, I didn't get a chance to wash it. Unless I can get up really early tomorrow and get to the laundromat. I'm going to be sewing on Quilts of Valor tomorrow. So we'll see how much I can get done of that, too. I've got one quilt that's in progress. And then we've got another quilt that someone gifted us a kit. And it's a perfect Quilts of Valor kit. Tomorrow is holiday, so I'd have to wake up early. Oh, good deal. Well, the nice thing is, for us, tomorrow night is going to be fantastic because Sunday is when we fall back. So we gain an hour here in the States for those of us who do, like, everybody but Arizona. So we fall back this weekend. So Saturday night into Sunday morning. And I've got a party to go to tomorrow night. And I'm running the party, so I've got Quilts of Valor all day tomorrow morning and then a party tomorrow evening. So we'll see how, take care of my hand. Yeah, right. I know. I'm being as gentle as I can be with it. So that's why I'm trying to get it set and then just keep it still as much as possible and not have to reposition my hand all that often. It's still going to be sore though. I will still be taking meds tonight. Oh, Giovanna says that they did the fallback last weekend. Okay, good deal. So you already got your extra hour of sleep. We will get ours this weekend. I desperately need some extra sleep. I've got so much on my plate to plan. I had a friend do an amazing thing and invite me for dinner last night. Let's see, I just like those who do time change. I'm confused enough without the clock changing. I know, Rita. I know. Yeah, time goes back this weekend, Carrie. Yep, it sure does. So it is 6:53 right now, Rita, where I am. So instead of being 6:53, it will be 5:53. No. Which way? Yeah, 5:53. Come Sunday. So yeah, it's gonna seriously mess everything up, especially if you and Laura, I know, are in Arizona. So yeah, y'all will definitely be doing the little hiccup deal. You'll finally be able to catch Sean because it won't. At least time does not change for me. I hear you, Rita. That would be nice if time didn't change. You know what? We're going to see if I can stitch it this way. No, I can't do that. I don't have a curve. Well, I do have a curved doll needle. I could probably get away with that. Have you guys ever tried stitching or binding with a doll needle? That might be a disability option. On Sunday, we were on the same time. Yep. Oh, gosh. Katie says Nico is leaving in the morning. Oh, I bet it's been nice having him there to support you with everything you've been going through. So I know it's rough for him to be leaving, but I'm glad he was able to take that time to be with you. Well, that just means that you have more time for lives. That just means that you have more time. I have got to, I'm 8 hours behind as it is 1:55. So I think I'm going to be 9 hours again. So it's 2 a.m. right now. So yeah, it'll be like 3 a.m. maybe? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't know how this works. I don't remember. Oh, okay. So let's see. It's 6:55. So like 2 a.m. we set it back to 1. So we fall back. So we get an extra hour, but it goes back. So instead of it being 6:55, it would be 5:55 right now. Yeah, so yeah, it'll probably be easier to catch me after the time change, Giovanna. Hi, Dora. Colorado Springs is not that far. I am in Casper, Wyoming. I am in the big metropolis of Casper. That makes Colorado Springs look crazy huge. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. I'm 7 hours and then I will be 8 hours. Okay. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. I will not ever remember that. It's going to happen this weekend, Katie. So Saturday night into Sunday morning. Time change technically happens at Sunday morning at 1 a.m. in whatever time zone you're in. So for all of 1 hour, I will be in the same time zone as everybody in the central time zone. And then we'll bounce. We'll, oh no, wait. Or, no, okay, Pacific time. I'll be the same time as Pacific time. Central time catches up with me for a little bit. I think that's how it works. Tomorrow at midnight. Yeah, it's actually 1 a.m. But yeah, it's close enough. It won't matter in the grand scheme of things. It's that same basic time frame. Some of the clocks will change back. Like if you manually change your clocks, they recommend you do it at midnight. But if you don't manually change your clocks, like your automatic stuff, it usually changes at like a 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I used to work graveyard, so I got to sit there and watch the time change happen on my phone and computer and everything else. Oh, it was a mess. We are not even through one side, guys. This is so slow. That means I can change the Zoom I have set to regular time again. Oh, very cool. Yeah, it is for the U.S. Giovanna's pointing out it's for the U.S. this weekend. That they've already done the time change in Europe. Does Greenland do time change, Katie? Or is that because you guys are, affiliated with Denmark, but how does that work? Giovanna says that they change at 3 a.m. Yeah, ours is, I think, 2 a.m. I think that's what time I remember everything changing. Because we would sit there and watch last week. So yeah, you were with the rest of Europe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I wish ours was in October instead of waiting until November. It seems really late to do it in November. But we don't even have the first of winter until right before Christmas. So that's the winter solstice is December 21st. So I've actually been a little bit more in tune with that since moving here because it is actually easier to keep track of. Believe it or not, it makes a lot more sense to me now than it ever did before. Back when I was living in the Southeast, winter didn't really mean anything. And time change really didn't mean anything. It was a mess. It was an absolute mess. I am going to work. It'll probably be Sunday morning when I get all my lives scheduled for the month of November. So don't panic if you don't see my lives yet. So come Sunday morning, come looking for where all my lives are. November 2nd, 2025 at 2 a.m. See? Yep, I'm right. 2 a.m. That's when we change it. Apparently Europe does it at 3 a.m. We do it at 2 a.m. Because we have to be different. We have to be different. I don't know if Wyoming's on the list of states that doesn't want to change time anymore. I don't know. I have not done that much. I'm going to be on here a while, guys. You're welcome to stay as long as I am here. Oh. So, when does the springtime change happen? With everything. Oh, we change at 3 a.m. with everything. Yeah. See, ours is 2 a.m. Spring and winter changes are, or spring and fall time changes are 2 a.m. here. I do, and I decided to go to bed. Yeah. I hear you on that, Katie. Or Carrie. Carrie. My mouth does not cooperate with me every day. I have already had a very, very full day. I've pushed myself. I took a shower and blow dried my hair and straightened it back. Goes back to solar time, yep. Blow dried my hair, straightened it, ate dinner, like all of that. Normally I wait to eat dinner until after I'm done with the live so that I don't, you know, because then that way I, get off on time. Hey, Sandra, welcome. She's been lurking as she sews her binding down. Good deal. Good deal. I'm sewing my binding as well. So I'm glad to have you here to join me for that. You changed before us in spring. I bet. It's 2 a.m. local time on the second Sunday in March. Okay, so it'll be before the April giveaway. Okay. I can handle that. All right. I'm burying my nuts real quick. And so I've seen some people will, when they get to the end of their thread, they will actually tie in a new thread to the old one. I have never found myself to be successful doing that, so I don't. So yeah, we do a whole knot and bury and start a new thread. I think I'm gonna go longer on my thread this time. I know it might be a little reckless, but we're gonna go longer. Let's see. Ah, well, that was the end of that spool. So I guess I don't go that much longer. I go as long as it's left for. And yes, I do lick it because I have always done that since I was a kid. So if that grosses you out, I apologize. That's why I also machine quilt most of mine. Rita says she does not hand sew binding anymore. Too hard on my hands. Yeah, it is incredibly hard on my hands. It is so incredibly hard on my hands. But I need to do this one by hand just because I don't think I can get this one sewn properly by machine. The binding is just way too tight on this one. And with the flannel in the back, it's also a lot thicker. The quilt itself is thicker, so I don't really want to risk it. Carrie says she can only tie a new one on when she makes lace, not hand sewing though. Yeah. See, I've never been good at it. All right, so I've got my new thread. This is where I finished stitching. I actually come back a little bit and I find my way in to the binding that way. And I will go all the way up and bury the thread knot. And this time it doesn't look like I didn't catch the binding in it. So working on going back and catching the binding and coming out of the fold. There we go. So that way my knot will be hidden and won't show up. And you guys can tell me how well this is working for like being able to see it and everything. Hey, Chloe, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. You guys are getting to watch me hand bind. It's a big shock, I know. Big shocker tonight. I figured that for Halloween night, I need to spook you guys. And the best way to do that is to do something I don't normally do. This is almost like using pins. You never see me do this. I'm moving my extra needles out of the way. And I'm also going to move my mouse out of the way. There we go. All right. I've been playing with aluminum cans, making some more wind spinners. Oh, that's cool, Rita. And Carrie says that it looks good to her. Good deal. Good deal. So I counted the layers. And at some point in the back, or at some points, like sewing the binding on, when I came to a seam like right here, and this seam is pressed this way, this seam was also pressed this way, but I might have, so 4 layers of fabric here, 4 layers of fabric here, and if they cross all the way down here, which they do, I had 8 layers of fabric on the top. Then I had my batting and my backing, which is flannel. And then I had the 2 layers of my binding. So I had 10 layers, 11, and then if we count batting as 2, then we're looking at 13 layers of fabric. So when it comes to flannel, it does get pretty thick. And this backing is flannel. I do not know where I got it. This might have been a Walmart thing. I bet that's where it came from. Giovanna says she would love to see your wind spinners. And Rita, you absolutely can send those wind spinners in as sew and tell. It does not have to be something sewn. We love creativity. Because I agree with you, Giovanna. I would love to see them. So this is my seam, and it's kind of visible because I didn't line everything up very well. But it's better than what it was. My original seam was going to be in the middle of like the W of Wonder Woman and going all up the length of the flannel. But this is not a very good print. It's not a good print at all. Like, it is horridly, like, not even square. So I did my best lining it up. And when you have a print that is hard to match, or, you know, frankly, impossible to match, then you can always, you know, just try to find a spot where it's not going to be as noticeable, or it's not going to stand out just as much. I mean, it stands out because I'm pointing it out, but if you were looking at this from a distance, it doesn't catch. Giovanna says she loves recycling cans. Rita says she has a ton of them made. Oh, good deal. Carrie says she can see why I chose to hand bind. Yeah. So if I wanted to machine bind this one, I could have, after I quite literally went around the entire quilt and trimmed my seam allowance outside of my binding to like 1/8 of an inch. I would have been able to bind it that way. But I already had this binding made, so this isn't even binding that I made specifically for this. This is binding that I already had handy. This entire quilt has been from scraps or things that I already have hanging around. So I was not going to spend any extra money or any extra time and energy on making any part of this that I didn't absolutely have to. Oh, Carrie says she wouldn't have noticed the seam if I didn't point it out. Yeah. And that's kind of the deal. Like, so some of my quilts, I've gotten really, really good at matching those seams. This is not one of them. This print is just not a very good print to begin with. And so it would have you know how if you get a panel and it's not completely square, it's kind of like that with this print. Like, this was not printed square on the fabric. So either I could have the print match but the fabric be wonky, or I could have the fabric be flat and the print be wonky. And I chose for the print to be wonky. Let's see. Giovanna says with binding, she cuts the thread and then adds a new one. Yeah, I don't cut the thread until I've knotted and buried a knot, because I know that it just, for me, I want this to wash and wear just like, or even better than a store-bought one. So I want this to be just as strong and persistent as the person it's going to. So that is my goal. Let's see. Giovanna says she loves recycling cans and bottles. I do recycle like plastic bottles. So like the bottles you guys see me drink out of, they all get recycled, but I don't like craft recycle them. I do have another drink over here, I promise. Let's see, Rita says she guessed she never would have thought about showing them. Just something I do when I'm bored. Yeah, you can share. You can absolutely share. That will not hurt my heart any. I'm excited to see them. Giovanna is super curious. So am I. Pal, no, you're not getting my bottle just yet. He wants my bottle to play with. Chloe says that's what she'd pick too for the balcony. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get it to lay flat, because if it doesn't lay flat, then you're fighting the uphill battle the whole way. Embrace the wonky. Yep. Embrace the wonky print. Definitely don't want the wonky fabric. I'd rather have the wonky print. All right, we're going to turn the fan on real quick. I'm going to mute. All right. So my Amazon device could turn my fan on for me. We may have to turn her back down here in a minute. Of course, you have to not and bury. Okay, gotcha. I just thought I missed something. So, and appropriately enough, so I did my nails specifically for Halloween with the black. And like I've got a moon and green on 2 of my nails. And amazingly enough, and of course today, I have chipped 2 of my nails. Like really, really bad. One actually chipped a few days ago, but I've been able to let it go. The other one, I literally sliced into my fingernail polish. So my nail polish is ready to be swapped out for November. I gotta swap for the first color of November. I already know what I'm going with. But I won't be doing it tomorrow. I got too much stuff to do tomorrow. Too much stuff. Hal, could you stop, please? Thank you. He's coming over here and just licking and grooming, and now he's sitting and staring. Oh. So who all can ignore their dog if they come up or cat, and come up and sit and start staring at you while you're eating? I'm not actually eating, but he's doing that sit and stare thing. Giovanna says she doesn't do Halloween and never has. That's okay. Not everybody does. I do because it's one of the few holidays that I can get for myself. And for Halloween, you can be anything you want to be. And it's socially acceptable to be anything you want to be. So today I am the Burning the Midnight Oil quilter the night before Christmas. That is what I am tonight. I have worn multiple different costumes this year for Halloween parties, for all of the sundry spirit events. But today I am the Christmas quilting elf that has to get the quilt finished before Christmas morning. This is Christmas Eve. Oh. So Halloween was windy here. Oh, I'm jealous. It was cold here. It was very cold. I think a lot of kids are probably wearing coats over their costumes tonight. It's 39 degrees and it's a little windy. It's not bad. It's not our normal level of windy, but it's definitely windy. Oh, thank you. Oh, I came up with it all on my own. All right, so this was one of the shorter sides. My cat doesn't look at me. She tells me she wants to eat my food with arrogance. Well, yeah, 39 is cold. Yeah, Pal doesn't get to beg. Like it doesn't bother me when he sits there and looks at me. Like he wants whatever I have. It doesn't bother me. But my husband, on the other hand, absolute sucker for the puppy dog eyes. Absolute sucker. Maybe that's how I got him. Maybe I gave my husband the puppy dog eyes. I don't know if that's what I did or not. Yeah, it's a bit chilly outside right now. But last year they had snow on the ground for trick-or-treating. So people were being warned, hey, don't forget you have to shovel your sidewalk because, trick-or-treaters were going to be out on Halloween and there was snow on the ground. But that was last year. We do not have snow on the ground this year. I hope we have snow for Christmas this year. I hope we have snow for Christmas. Chloe's over there laughing. I love it. Oh. I don't think I'm going to cut my thread so short this time. Like, I'm not going to get myself to where I can barely tie the knot. Thank you, Nightbot. Nightbot says, don't forget to send your super chats. Yep, April 14th is the next super chat giveaway. It is coming up. It will be here before you know it. We just got to get through Christmas, or we got to get through Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and Valentine's. And St. Patty's Day. Then she smells what I'm eating and doesn't want it anymore. Yeah. He would smell what I'm eating and probably still want it anyway. He is very much a free-for-all. Now, will he actually eat it? I don't know. But we don't give him anything with beef products. His digestive system just never has liked beef. So we don't give him that. I feel like I should just take my glasses off because I am perpetually looking underneath my glasses. How? Sir. Thank you. Having to slide it up so I can reach it and not have to reach over so bad. Normally I sit in my chair, kick my feet up, but I didn't figure y'all wanted to see my bare feet tonight. Okay, so speaking of bare feet, this is the time of year every last one of us, at least where it gets cold anyway, or colder than, like it's our winter time coming up. Every last one of us gets winter feet. What do you do to prevent your winter feet? Dogs eat anything. Cats are more fussy. My dog doesn't eat everything. You have peanut butter, he will not touch it. It doesn't matter if there's cheese mixed in with that peanut butter, he will not touch the peanut butter. He does not like peanut butter. It is both a taste and texture thing for him. He does not like the smell of it either. He will turn up his nose at peanut butter. All right, let's see. Let me get this last stitch in. Here we go. And now to tie my thread. Now my mom's cats, those suckers will eat anything, but they're barn cats. They're used to being outdoor and scavenging and all of that. I'm managing to hold this tight, but I forgot that I actually got to move my fingers out of the way. All right, now to bury my knot. And let's see, how far down do I need to go? All right, we're going to go over here. I go far enough that burying my knot means that it will be just up underneath some fabric. So it won't come back out again. Had to see how many spinners I have put together. I'm shocked. The rest are outside in the trees. Oh, that'll be interesting, Rita. She says dogs are fussy, or maybe it's just mine. Mine is incredibly fussy. He is so picky. So picky. All right, now we can do a longer piece. We're going to see how I can do with it. My dog will try to eat any human food, but refuses all dog food. See, he would be like that if we could get away with it. Yep, Chloe's asking the magic question. How many, Rita? What's that magic number at? And I do go for the end that I just cut, because then it's a little bit easier to put in. And even when I've tried to not lick my thread, I do it out of habit now. So I've tried to break that habit, guys. I promise I have. Giovanna, at least she tells you, my old male cat stands up and takes what he wants. No teeth, but he has claws, right? And Giovanna now wants to know how many wind spinners you've made, Rita. So how many, at least, you have in the house? And then that means that's the ones that she has in the house completed are 25. Ooh, that's exciting. That's a large number. Oh. Yeah, my mom's barn cats. I mean, that's basically what they are. They are barn cats. They are outdoor cats that have never lived indoors or been domesticated. So this time I can't get underneath my binding because I actually I got it tight enough. So I'm going to go backwards. So my knot is going to stay, again, still hidden, but it's going to be in front of where I start stitching. So I'm going to come back and go back up into my binding. Back about one stitch from where I stopped, or half a stitch from where I stopped. That's how I tend to make sure that I am keeping this secured, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but that's how I do it. Giovanna says that her cats are very educated. They are. They are. Rita says she likes them made from Mountain Dew due to the color of the lime green. Oh, I bet. Hell, good grief. Sir. He's being obnoxious to me, even if you guys can't hear him. He's being obnoxious to me. All right. Let's pull that. And what is that? Why do I have that? Oh, my knot from the last one came back out. All right. I will bury it, and it will be tight enough. It won't matter. Educated cats, or is it cats have slaves? Yeah, both. Both. Cats definitely have slaves. Dogs are like toddlers, and cats are like teenagers. That is definitely the case. I pulled my knot out. This flannel is not a very tight weave. So in the future, I won't go back through the flannel for burying my knot. So my first 2 stitches are going to be really small ones. Rita says Giovanna says she has a lot of monster cans. Is there a lot of different colors? Yeah, they are. They are. I cannot drink that stuff. I cannot drink Monster. It has just way too much caffeine. And sugar, and I mean, even the 0 sugar still, it's just too much caffeine. All right. So, my thread is too long. Giovanna, yes, they work also. I just do not drink them, so do not have them. Yeah. Yeah. I don't drink a whole lot of soda at all. Sprite and 7-Up would work. Hey, Pat, welcome. Pets are the topic. Yeah, well, that's the topic now. If you want a new topic, feel free to suggest one too. We can always change topics. We are just working on hand binding this quilt. It's already sewn to the front, but this quilt I kind of need to hand sew the back because I normally machine sew. I just can't on this one. Chloe says she doesn't drink Monster drinks, but the cans are cool. The cans are cool. I will second you on that. The cans are very, very cool. Okay. Hal, could you please, sir? Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's being obnoxious. Oh. So, I do have another question we can start talking about. Because I've got to start making some decisions in the next couple of days. Rita says, oh wow, some of these are actually V8 cans. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I do not drink V8, but my husband will. I will not touch V8. I cannot stand the smell of it. And I can't. I can't even try to drink a V8. I love the V8 commercial. Like, you know, they should have had a V8. You know, I like the commercial, but I just cannot drink them. Giovanna says she doesn't drink Monster, but her daughter does. Yeah, that's usually how it is. Oh, you're fine. Pat says that her finger was touching different buttons. That's okay. That's okay. He is a troublemaker tonight, Chloe. You were so right. Sir, speaking of, right? I might have Daddy come pick him up here in a minute if he's going to keep doing this. Sir? He stopped for a second. V8 it's a tomato juice drink. I don't know what all is in it, but it is a vegetable drink. Like vegetable juices. But it very much has that tomato juice color to it. And I think it is heavy on tomato juice. Hey, New Horizons, that's DJ, right? Do I have it right? Please tell me I've got it right. Or even if I don't have it right, let me know what I got. How many remember the concussion V8 commercial? I think that's the one that I'm thinking of. They end up with a concussion and then the person is sitting there, should have had your V8. I had to quit buying it because it is super addictive to me. And it's like the more you drink, the more you want. Yeah, a tomato juice drink, very salty, is what Chloe says that V8 is. That would explain why Mr. Siberian Wind likes it. He is very much a tomato person, and he is a very, very much a salt person. Ah, it is DJ. Good. See, okay, so since YouTube has changed all this stuff over to where I'm seeing the handles instead of the screen names, I'm having to relearn a few names as I go. The thing is, I'm allergic to tomatoes but can drink V8, which is weird. Ooh, that is weird. I wonder if William can drink V8 because he's allergic to tomatoes as well. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe he is. I believe he said he is. Kat says her cat is educated and she has to think up new activities. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, they would knock you on the forehead. Yes, I do remember that. Oh, good, DJ. They said we just got done doing some videos for the channel. Good deal. Congratulations. I have got to do some recording within this first week. I'm going to be doing more videos again tomorrow. Oh, good. I love when you guys bring out new content. Rita, it's because they cook the hell out of the tomatoes. That might be why. That might make it. But if she's allergic and can drink V8, I wonder if William would have the same problem. Whether or not he'd be willing to drink a V8, though. He'd have to be willing to drink a V8. V8 has tomatoes, carrots, celery, beets, lettuce, watercress, spinach, and parsley. Okay, so I will eat fresh spinach, but I won't eat it cooked usually. I mean, it has to be small quantity if it's cooked. I will eat carrots. I will not eat celery. I don't eat beets. I don't know that I've ever had watercress. Parsley is okay. But I definitely eat lettuce. So, like, I eat some of it, but I couldn't... I've just never understood the purpose of a V8. I mean, I know it's to get your vegetables in, but I don't know. I don't know that I could handle it. Oh, because I put fresh tomato in when I make pasta sauce, and that does not bother me. Oh, okay. So that could be it. You just can eat it. You can handle it if it's cooked. It's something in fresh that's where you struggle. That makes sense. I know some people who can eat cooked carrots, but they can't eat them fresh. So I wonder if that would be the same thing for them too. I don't know if they want to try it though. I don't know if they want to try it. Giovanna says her daughter gets her runs with tomato if it's not very well cooked and for a long time. Oh, gotcha. Well, V8 is processed, so that would probably be why you would not have ever seen it on an Italian grocery store shelf. Welcome to the US. We have a lot of processed foods. Okay, so speaking of foods, more on long lines when you need the extra but hate the disgusting boost stuff. Yeah, I can do the boost before the V8 though. I cannot do V8, but I can do Boost. I can't do the whey products and a lot of products like Boost. That actually tears me up more. So I don't know what I would have to do. I have no idea. All right. So while we're on the topic of food, so I'm looking at the retreat coming up in September, and I know that we were looking at 2 different possible locations for the actual retreat in relation to the hotel. So there's a hotel that I'm pretty confident that that's what we're going to use for anybody coming in from out of town. And I'm looking at how to balance the cost for the retreat for those that are coming in from out of town, because you guys already have your travel expenses and your hotel. So I'm looking at trying to balance that with the people that are local and will not be using the hotel. So that is part of my conundrum. So the hotel rooms have microwaves and mini fridges. So like they have that. The shuttle will take you to and from Walmart or a grocery store, whatever you like. The shuttle can take you there. So do you guys want to have food catered at the hotel so you don't have to think about food? Or do you want to figure out your own food? Like, what would be your initial thoughts? My grandparents had something called Ace juice that they had shipped to them from Italy. Ooh, very cool. Giovanna says it's the histamine in it and it dies when cooked well. Oh, good deal. That is interesting. I agree with you, Chloe. It's very interesting. Thank you, Giovanna. I don't even know. Like, I wouldn't have even known that. I do not have the food allergies, so I've never had to deal with it on that level. I have aversions to food, but I don't have allergies to foods. At least none that I'm aware of. The whey protein thing is just since my gastric sleeve. My body just does not process whey protein. So milk, ice cream, that kind of stuff, it doesn't process. Cheese is fine. Cheese is absolutely fine. That's all the other that's not. Oh, speaking of, I need to put down what I ate for today. I gotta put it into my app. I've been getting my husband on board. He's finally putting stuff into an app to track what he's eaten for the day. So I'm very proud of him for doing that. Rita says that her worst allergy is dairy. Oh my gosh. You'd know it if you had allergy. Yeah, I figured I would. So the closest I've come to an actual food allergy, catering can be costly. It can. And that's kind of what I'm trying. I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can avoid the costs of catering. However, if we host everything at the hotel, we're caught between two problems. The cost is going to be the same whether we use the hotel with great lighting and the setup is all done for us by someone else. We would have a fantastic room. You can sew all hours of the day, all of that. The trade-off is we can't bring in outside food. So we can't have a food truck come cater to us. Like, it has to be provided by the hotel. That is their rule. Now we can leave and go get food and come back. We can also cook in our rooms, like microwave and all that. But there's no kitchens. So it would be limited to what you can cook or fix in your room. Or it's whatever we, go out to eat. Now there's a couple of different places that would be happy to host us for meals. So we could go as a group But then that means everybody has to kind of stop sewing and load up, shuttles and all of that. Shuttles are, the other quilters who are willing to transport, load up in our vehicles and go over to go eat. So with that location, we can have the vendors on site. So all of the quilt shops, all of the shopping can also all be done on site. So you wouldn't have to go into one quilt shop or ride an hour or 2 hours to get to a couple of different quilt shops. You would be able to shop on site during the vendor time. Hey, Ellen, welcome in. So maybe have each person make something and get together to eat, kind of like not sure what that would be called, kind of like a potluck. Yeah, that would be nice. The problem with potluck is we still can't bring it to the hotel. Oh, Ace is still made here in Italy. It has apples, carrots, and orange in it. Oh, very cool. I did not know that. I had not heard about that drink before. Oh, thank you, Ellen. She says, Happy Halloween, all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you eat Parmigiano? Yeah, potluck. Hey, Linda, welcome in. She just popped in from watching So Becca. Ian was his crazy self and had us all laughing. I bet. Ian can be super crazy funny. We are working on hand binding this quilt, and we're talking about retreat. But you can cook food in your room. That is bringing food. Okay, so the cooking food in your room, the only thing that you can cook with is your microwave. So, and remember that a lot of people that are going to be cooking in the room may not have vehicles, so their transportation is the shuttle. So it's whatever you buy at like Walmart or grocery store or whatever. We're allowed to bring that into our hotel rooms. Hey, Terry, welcome in. First time I think I've seen your handle in the chat, or screen name in the chat. Glad you are here. If I've seen you before, it's just because YouTube changed the way everything's formatted. It is not you. All right, so we have turned that corner, guys. Look at how pretty that is. Look at how pretty. It turned out so stinking good. I'm happy. Okay. I'm happy. So with the hotel location, we can't cater our food ourselves. Now, we don't have to have every meal. We could just have like one meal a day. Giovanna says she missed Becca. Oh, I'm sorry. Becca will enjoy you watching the replay, though. The hotel's wanting the funding for those eating. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's part of it. It's also, oh, you're from Cheyenne. I'm glad you're from Cheyenne, Terry. I'm here in Casper. We might have to meet up sometime. Hey, welcome back, Susan. Glad you're back. So the retreat is going to be, so we're going to use the hotel regardless for the rooms. That is just set. Hey, Joan, welcome in. She's just joining from So Becca's live. She'll get the retreat info on the replay. So actually, we're just talking about it. We're just discussing the retreat stuff. This is not actually any information on the retreat. This is just brainstorming. So here's what the problem is. We have 2 different locations we can host the sewing time at. One is at the hotel. So you'd have your room, and then you could walk down in your PJs and slippers and go sew. The other, you'd have to ride the shuttle, and we can only do the shuttle from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So the earliest you could be over there would probably be about 7:15, maybe 7:30, depending on if they're waiting for other people to join. And you would have to be back before 11 because that's when the shuttle driver gets done working for the day. With that location, we could set up crock pots and cook our own food. And, we could, everybody could guest host. Oh, absolutely, Giovanna. She's going to go get some sleep. Absolutely. Sleep well. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So with the hotel site, with, being able to sew 24 hours and not have to get fully dressed to go sew or whatever, we have to use the hotel food for like if we're doing catering or anything. Absolutely, Giovanna. She says she's off. Bye, everyone, but she's going to be lurking. That is fine. That is fine. You can fall asleep to the sound of my voice. So my thing is, I don't know which is a better option. Susan's almost out of candy. Oh my gosh, you've had a lot of trick-or-treaters. Linda says she's wanting to go to her retreat, but has to wait until she retires. She doesn't do Zooms because she doesn't have a camera on her computer by choice. Your stitching is looking so great. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. So this retreat that we're talking about is coming up in September of next year, September 2026. I've been working on planning this since probably August of this year. So I've been working on it since then. Finally getting information back from people and getting, pricing and all of that. The hotel is not going to let us bring in a food truck as far as I'm aware. So if we want something other than hotel food, we'd have to take a shuttle to go get food. Now, with that being said, the hotel shuttle will take us anywhere in the city. And so you could go in smaller groups to go, to go out to eat, or go to Walmart to go pick up whatever. Oh no! Rita says her entire neighborhood is black. No one has even one tiny yard light on. They all want the trick-or-treaters to go home. Oh, this is the one night of the year where people who normally have their porch light on definitely turn them off. This is that one time of the year. So I don't know which is the better option. So the option where we can do the crock pots and bring in outside food and have a food truck and everything else. The drawback is we can't host our vendors. So you wouldn't get your fabric shopping time. You wouldn't get to meet the shop owners who are supporting the Reflections mystery. You wouldn't be able to. It's just there's so many things that we wouldn't be able to do, and you wouldn't be able to sew 24 hours. So it's kind of like a trade-off. If we sew 24 hours, then we could maybe like book one meal a day that's catered. And it's going to be whatever they have on the menu as an option. So I'm going to have to go with majority of like what everybody chooses. But we can have a vendor mall at the hotel. The hotel was already very kind and gracious, and they're like, absolutely, you can bring that in, if you want. That is absolutely fine. We just can't bring in food. Did you eat all of your candy? Asks Linda. Susan, did you eat all of your candy? Oh, I want some candy. I wonder if Mr. Siberian Wind has already eaten all of our candy that we've collected from various sources. It's funny because my next door neighbor is a deputy sheriff and he has like 3 little grandkids living with him. His lights are off. Well, they may be out trick-or-treating somewhere else. He might have taken them to a venue to go trick-or-treating. That's what a lot of people do here too. Susan says, Linda, nope, have had one piece, have a decent stream of kids, and only bought 2 bags. That's awesome. I wish we had trick-or-treaters. Oh my gosh, guys. I so wish we had them. I went last year to a friend's house and helped her with trick-or-treaters because I wanted to give out candy. I think we even bought candy to take over there so that we could eat some too while we were there. Oh, you can hear him in his backyard. Oh, well, maybe they've already done their trick-or-treating. Maybe. It's possible. Maybe that, or he just doesn't want to give out candy. He just wanted to collect it, not give it out. Maybe he's one of those parents that eats their kid candy. Chloe says, I understand. So, do you think the hotel would be fine? Like, we'll have much better lighting. We won't have as much room And we'll have plenty of room. Don't get me wrong. We will have plenty of room. But we won't have, I don't know. We won't have, what am I thinking of? We won't be getting out as much because everything will be at the hotel. But I'm fine with that if everybody else would be. Or do we even want to worry about having the hotel cater any food? And do we want to have everybody fend for themselves? Or we can do the hotel can do a snack bar and just provide us snacks. And then meals we leave or we fend for ourselves. We could do one or the other. That would be an option too. Let's see, work today and he's not sure if they're going to let him go back full time. And he got hurt arresting a not nice person. Aw, that stinks. That not nice person needs to pay for being not so nice to the officer. I respect our law enforcement. They have a hard enough job without any, flack from regular citizens like us. They get a lot of flack. My husband actually Mr. Siberian Wind has an inmate costume. He was going to be in a play that was going to be an inmate. Oh, you know what, guys? I wonder if I can put a bug in somebody's ear and he be in a play while we're here. We're in an older neighborhood and haven't had kiddos for quite a few years. Yeah. I hear you on that, Joan. So, yeah, I think staying in the hotel for everything might be our better option just because then we're not wasting time traveling back and forth between the two sites. I think that may be the option I go with. Because I've been debating. I just don't know how we want to do the food. I don't know. And what I may do is between locals and not locals that are coming to the retreat, doing the, everybody has to sign up for the catering, and we'll figure out how that's going to be split. Like, I got to figure out how we're going to do that. So we are going to see. And they will set us up with 8-foot tables. So everyone would have their own 8-foot table. And there will be plenty of power. So plenty of outlets and all of that. And I am working on the machines as a side option because we'll be bypassing the other site, I think. So we're going to figure it out. We are going to have a charity day or charity sew as part of the retreat. And it is just going to be one block with the option of, if you want to make more, you can make more. But it'll be one block and the fabric will be provided unless you just want to bring fabric for it. But it's going to be a charity block for Quilts of Valor. So you guys will just make one block for Quilts of Valor for us. And that'll be part of the retreat as well. Was at the library yesterday and a woman got upset and angry that there was a homeless man sitting and reading. She made such a ruckus the police were called. That's unfortunate. We have the unhoused people here that also go to the library too. And if they make a ruckus, that's one thing. Like, we have security guards on staff full time that handle if our local unhoused population is making a scene at the library. But none of our other people that I've ever seen, I've never seen it happen here where somebody's gotten upset that we have a homeless person in the library. I'm sure it probably has happened, but I haven't seen it happen. That's very unfortunate. It is ridiculous. Chloe, you're right. That's absolutely ridiculous. All right, so I think we're just going to do the hotel. I think that's what we're going to do. So we will have details about the retreat. I'm hoping by December 1st. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm shooting for now. That's my new goal. Since some things have taken longer to get than others. That's what we're going with now. Let's see. I'm sorry I hadn't been putting this all the way up in front of the camera. Give me a moment and I'll readjust. I'm also going to find my thimble, because some of this is getting a little harder to push through. I agree, Chloe was glad the gentleman said call it right. Absolutely. The block for Quilt of Valor this year is a log cabin. That was last year. Did they go back to the log cabin? Oh, no. Log cabin is 2025. They haven't released 2026 yet. So when we sign up for the Sew Day, the Quilt of Valor Sew Day for February 7th, that's, I think, when they'll start telling us when that's going to be. Let's see. Where's my thimble? Do I have it where I can find it? Probably not. We're going to see if I got lucky. Let's see. Okay. No thimble. Okay. We will continue to work without it. I used to have it like right up here. And it's not in there. And it's not in there. I don't know what I've done with it. I do not know. And I'm not seeing it. It's green and yellow, so it should stand out. Oh, I saw it. I just saw it. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay. Found it. So this is the thimble I've been using. It's from Prim, Clover, Dritz, whatever company you want to call them. It's got all the little ridges in the like light green section. And then it's all soft and squishy. And with as much as my fingers change sizes, that's been the most effective one for me. So, and it actually stays on my finger. Our time goes back tomorrow night. So it's 8:50 now. Tomorrow it'll be 7:50. Same thing in Wyoming. We changed time too. So my 8 p.m. that is 9 p.m. for you will still be 9 p.m. for you. So on Sunday when it changes over, it's going to be the same thing. Yep. I'm not in Arizona. So I change time with ya. I just change time an hour after you do. I have to wait an hour to catch up with you. So for an hour, you will be on the same... No. Yeah, I think. Yeah, for an hour, you'll be on the same time as me, Joan. Between 1 and 2 a.m. Before then, I jump back to 1 a.m. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out how I'm using my thimble again. Because it's been so long. Here we go. It's once I get my needle positioned that I can use my thimble. I can't manipulate my finger with my thimble on it. I've never been good at that. I've even tried with like using the thimble on my index finger, and I can't. But it's much easier to push through. Oh, much easier to push through. So yeah, I hope by December 1st, I will have retreat information out for you guys so that you can go ahead and start budgeting and planning and making reservations and all of that for the retreat. So that's my goal. That's my goal. If not by December 1st, it'll be January 1st. No, yeah, you won't have to remember a new time. Nope, we are going to stick with the same thing. Now, we are going to start adding a new live in November. And so, we've got second and fourth Fridays with Kathy from My Hobby Home and Alicia from Quilty Bird Piecing. We are working on Yuletide Sampler 2. Starting in November, we will also be adding a third Friday. So, and that is going to be with Sean from The Guy Who Sews. So instead of him joining me on my Sunday night live, he's going to join me for a Friday night live at the same 8 p.m. time frame for me. So it's still going to be 10 p.m. his time, but it's going to be on Friday instead of Sunday. So this month we'll start our first Friday night live with Sean from The Guy Who Sews. Then, gosh, what all do we have coming up? Let's see. This month we have Reflections coming out on the 15th, which I believe is a Saturday. If I'm not mistaken, it's the third Saturday. And I will have to be remote to premiere into it because I will not be home at the time it releases. I will have to skip one Tuesday night live this month. It'll be November 11th, Veterans Day. I will be at a Veterans Day banquet. Yeah, I believe. I think I'll already be there. I'm going to double check. I've got to check the time. There's two banquets, balls, whatever, that I'm going to this month. And one is on the 10th and one is on the 11th. So 2 nights in a row, I will be at different quote-unquote rubber chicken dinners. So, and I promise you, I will show you guys pictures. Yeah, right, Chloe? She's like, I need to get in gear on Reflections. Yep. Well, you've got your kit, so, I mean, you've only got one clue to do so far. So it's not that bad yet. It's when you're 3 or 4 clues behind, it makes it a little bit harder to catch up, but you can do it. You can do it. It's an easy sew, I promise. I make it easy. You guys didn't have to do all the figuring out math part. That was interesting. So we've got Reflections this month. We'll have the first live with Sean. Oh, good. Chloe says she plans to try to sew every day in November. Yeah, even just 15 minutes. Just go into your sewing space, set that timer for 15 minutes, and see what you can get done in 15 minutes. Oh, yeah, just a cut, yeah. Yeah, you gotta get some stuff cut too. Gotta get it cut too. I put my scissors up where I can get to them because I'm burying them over here. Oh my goodness. This is going to take forever, guys. We've almost been going 2 hours. No, hour and a half. We're an hour and a half. And I am not even halfway done. So, of course, I am chatting and chasing down my thimble and all of that stuff too. So, trying to think, what do we have this month? We've got Reflections on the 15th. We've got Sean joining us. I believe it's going to be on the 14th because that would be today's Friday. So maybe it'll be the week after that. I'm not sure. But he is joining the third Friday. That is the live he's going to come join me for. Second and fourth is going to be Kathy and Alicia, and that will be at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I don't know about Veterans Day, if I'm having to skip my live or if I'm going to just have to do a short live. It might be a get ready with me live. I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know yet. This is not sticking through. There we go. Finally found where I'm going. I'm still searching through boxes for my second dark and a second medium. Oh, okay. Well, you can do it with just 4 if you've got enough yardage of your medium and your dark. You can do it with just 4. My one that I'm doing now is going to be with just 4. My original sample is done with 6. So when we do the big reveal, at the retreat especially, you'll really be able to see it in person. And I of course will have both of mine completely quilted. That is my goal. So I will have the first sample and the one you guys see me putting together. I will have both of those quilted in time for the reveal. Hope you find them soon, Susan, says Chloe. Yes. I hate searching through boxes for stuff. I feel like that's a waste of time, having to search through a box for something. I do that with scraps, but I still feel like it's a waste of time. I really wish I was more organized and put my scraps by color, but I don't. I do not have the bandwidth in my brain to add one more organizational tool to my arsenal. It is just not happening. I just found Ellen says she is just using 4 fabrics too. Yes. See, yeah, you only need 4. It will be plenty fine with just 4. I am stabbing myself with a pen over here. Let me fix it. So I had one spot where my machine didn't quite stitch the way I wanted, and I had to re-thread it mid quilting design. So I stuck a straight pin in it so I could find it again, so I don't forget to fix it. It looks fine on the back, or fine enough on the back, but it needs the repair. And I'm going to have to use the easy threading needles to do that. So I'll have to pull them out here in a minute, or when I get done doing the binding, because the binding comes first. Worst case scenario, I can mend the loose threads tomorrow. I've got a long day tomorrow. Such a long day. Oh, so okay. So this month I also have my scraps sorted by size and shape, but not by color. See, I kind of do size and shape. When I cut my scraps, I do them by size and shape. I mean, they're all size. They're really not shapes because they're all squares and rectangles. Hey, Judy, welcome in. So when I do, all of my scraps that I cut are sorted by size, but they're definitely not sorted by color. All of my scraps that people have gifted me are sorted by nothing. They're just in the bins. If they can be flattened and ironed and all of that, they are flattened and ironed. But if they haven't been, then they haven't been. It is just what it is. I'm sitting here using another finger instead of my thimble. Sort my scraps by color, says Ellen. I am so jealous of you guys. There are 4 of us at church who are sewing 9-inch finished turn dash blocks for a raffle quilt. We had our first meeting today, gave the pattern and fabrics for everyone, have next date picked for sewing. Good deal. I did get in a friendship quilt, or friendship block swap, and everybody had to make 19 of these blocks, and it was whatever block you chose. And I chose the Blazing Star. You guys helped me choose it. So I chose the Blazing Star and stitched all of those together. And we are waiting for one lady. All 18 of the blocks were there. We had one lady that didn't have her blocks there for the swap. So I'm going to have to trim some of them, and I'm going to have to enlarge others, because everybody's version of 12.5 inches with 12-inch finish is a little bit different. So we'll have to fix that. I'm using 6 colors of butterflies for reflection so far. The first block looks good. Good deal. I cannot wait to see. All right, did you already send me a picture of those or not? If not, that's okay. I bet. Yeah, Chloe says, Joan, that will be lovely and sounds nice, Joan. I agree. It does sound nice. I don't know what I'm going to do with this mystery or this friendship block swap. I don't know how I'm going to organize the blocks, or if I'm going to put sashing, or exactly what I want to do yet. I will figure it out. That is my motto. I will just figure it out. And if I get stumped, a couple of the ladies had everybody signing the blocks. So if I get stumped on whose block was whose, then I can always, ask somebody else. Susan, I like the turn dash block. That will be pretty. Yeah, I bet it will, Joan. I bet it will. I did the turn dash block in one of the quilts that's up for sale called Girl Swirl. And I did it in alternating colors. So like some of them have tan as the main and some of them have pink as the main. But with setting with other blocks really made it pop a little bit. I was a little concerned too. Ladies like to take charge. It went well today though. That's good. There's always some take charge ladies in every group. When you get a whole bunch of ladies together, if there's not a take charge lady, there will become a take charge lady. Turn dash was the first quilt block I tried to learn to set. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, turn dash is a good block to cut your teeth on because you don't have just the straight lines, you also have the half square triangles, and that is equally challenging. All right, we are done with that thread. So this puts me at 3 so far. That's not too bad. All right, we're gonna go ahead and run my thread in to the binding so that I can bury my thread there. Okay. So that once this knot gets done, we can just pull it straight into the fabric of the binding. All right. There we go. It's going to hold there. It wasn't holding in the flannel, but it will hold there in the binding. Okay, you didn't send the butterfly block. Okay. I sent Becca's October block of the month. I won't do another block like that. That's what I was hearing. I was hearing that a lot of people were struggling with that block for some reason. And that's just crazy to me. That's just crazy. I feel bad for everybody struggling with that block, though. Ellen says starting tomorrow and for the next 2 Saturdays after, I'm going to a quilt class at my local quilt shop. The pattern name is Mod Journey. It's curved piecing. Oh, you will do just fine, Ellen. And we wish you all the luck. Just remember to take a breath and it will come out in the end. It's going to be interesting to see what techniques they use for it. I do love to do curved piecing. I mean, I designed a whole double wedding ring temperature quilt, which is a lot of curved piecing. So I do like it. I do enjoy it. I actually have one on the wall that is curved piecing that I need to finish. But it is definitely, it can be daunting when you've never done it before. So I understand. Oh, good question. Chloe's asking which quilt shop you're going to, Ellen. Yeah, because you two are pretty close in mileage to each other. All right. Blaine's. Ooh, good deal. I have not been to Blaine's. I haven't been to Rhode Island at all, to be honest. And to be fair, I have not been up that way. Well, no, wait. Did I go through Rhode Island? No, maybe I didn't. I did go into New York. And I've been to Massachusetts. But I don't think I ever went to Rhode Island. It's not on my list of places I remember having been to. I've not been to Maine. I've not been to New Hampshire or Vermont. And I've not been to Hawaii. Those are the few places in the 48 or in the 50 states that I have not been to. I have been to Alaska, but I've not been out there. Oh, good. Chloe says that she bought her sewing machine at Blaine's. Are you familiar with them? My daughter's worked there for a long time, and after tomorrow, she'll be the new one. Oh, congratulations to her, Ellen. That's big news. Ellen's daughter's going to be the new owner of a quilting shop. That's crazy big news. And you've been sitting on this whole time? You're just now letting us know that? Judy's been to Hawaii. I'm jealous. I have a niece and her husband who lived there for a while. My husband has been to Hawaii through the military, but I have not yet been to Hawaii. It is like the only place that is super exotic to me that I mean, I obviously can't drive there, so I would like to go. That would be an interesting trip for me. I'm just not ready to go. My other problem is that going to Hawaii because of the quarantine on dogs, I would have a really hard time getting Paladin in. She's a wreck, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Yes. Yeah, when you take over a business or start a business, you're definitely going to be a wreck for a while. That is going to be crazy awesome, though. That is crazy awesome. So you've got an in with the owner, the new owner. It's nice when you can purchase an established business too. Yes, it is a well-established business, says Chloe. Yeah. Yeah, as long as she keeps, good policies in place and keeps good staff on hand, then yeah, it should be a smooth transition. There is a quilt shop here in Wyoming that is up for sale. I would have to move to go to it, or to run it or anything. Hey, Zaza, welcome in. It's an established business and it's been open for 6 years. Oh my gosh. Wow. And Mod Journey Patterns is cool. Yeah, I bet it is. I haven't looked at it. Judy is asking, where is Blaine's? Very good question. I'm not sure exactly, but Chloe's been there. And Chloe bought a machine there. So it's got to be close to Rhode Island. I know that much. That's the best I can help. Cranston, Rhode Island is what Chloe just says. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I have not been to Rhode Island, I don't believe. Not yet, anyway. That's exciting, Ellen. That's so exciting for her to own the business now. Yeah, the shop here or the shop in Wyoming that's up for sale. I would love to do maybe, but I don't want to move. I like my city too much. It's a cool pattern. The lady teaching the class is my long armor. Oh, very cool, Ellen. So she knows what you're capable of. She can walk you through it. Absolutely. I've done quite a few. It's on Oaklawn Avenue in Cranston. Judy says she's never been to Rhode Island. Well, Judy, if I come out that way, I will pick you up and I will take you with me. That, or you can drive up and meet me, and we'll go. I haven't been back to the East Coast at all since we moved out here. The closest I've come is going back to Mississippi and Louisiana and all of that, taking the granddaughter back. Ellen, I'm assuming it's a shop. It is a quilting shop. It is a quilting shop, Zaza. Ellen is going to be taking a class out there, and she was telling us about it, and then she's like, oh, by the way, my daughter, road trip, I'm ready, right? Oh, yeah, I'll pick you up, Joan, too. The farthest I've been east is Pennsylvania, and the farthest west is Hawaii. Yeah, I have not been any further west than any part of Alaska. I don't remember what the easternmost or the westernmost part of Alaska is that I've been to, but I haven't been any further west than that. I have been all through the West Coast, so like Seattle, Portland, LA, San Francisco. I've been through all of it. Now, have I driven it all by myself? No, I have not. Joan, you can't really go further than Hawaii. Well, there's a whole continent if you keep going. If you bypass Hawaii and keep going, the shop sells sewing machines, fabric, thread, and has classes. Oh, very cool. She better help me do a good job. She has to long arm that quilt. I love that idea, Helen. Yes. Oh gosh, yeah. If you guys get together and you want to send a picture in as show and tell that you guys met each other, you're more than welcome to. If you want your face, if you don't mind your faces being out there, or you can do a picture from the back. If you don't want your faces being out there, I've I've done weirder stuff. Judy says she's been to Oregon. Yeah, I've been all the way to Portland. We've been all that way. I've been all the way to upstate New York with the husband. Oh, Ellen bought her machines at Plains as well. Zaza's only been to the East Coast. She'd like to visit the West Coast. I've been to Vancouver, but not West Coast, U.S. Okay, so West Coast, U.S. is dramatically different than the East Coast. Like, it is so different. Hey, Nikki, welcome in. Yeah, West Coast is crazy different from East Coast. Just the landscape changes so dramatically. The best trip you could ever make, and this is just me, and I mean, granted, I am one person, but the best trip you could ever make, if you wanted to see as much as you can, is to hit like I-40 or I-80 and go from one side of the country to the other. Because you are literally going to go from, so East Coast, you have a lot of moisture, you have a lot of rain, you have very green trees, grass, everything. Like, everything there is green. You have hills and you have mountains. But East Coast mountains are different than West Coast mountains. You have, I mean, it is just, you have the Appalachian Range on along the East Coast, but then you have the Rockies coming out this way, and it is so different. It is so different. And then just crossing the plains, the Great Plains, it's boring. Don't get me wrong, it is boring. It is called, they are called flyover states for a reason. But just seeing all of that and seeing that transition, just because you are literally going from the east coast of the North American continent to the west coast of the North American continent without leaving a country. You are staying in the same country. You're just going through different states of that country. But there's so many different things to see and do. Susan says West Coast U.S. is wonderful. Also, Washington's coastline is different than California's coast. It is. It is dramatically different. Washington's coastline is a lot of, cliffs, not so much sandy beaches that you can hang out on and play on, and you can surf. Don't get me wrong, but it's just it's so different. And then when you get down to California, you've got the beaches and you've got some separation between the mountains and the beach, or the mountains and the water. It is so very different. And the Pacific Ocean is dramatically different from the Atlantic. They called it the Pacific Ocean because is pacified compared to the Atlantic, and they weren't joking. There's things that you can't do on the East Coast that you can absolutely do on the West Coast for that exact reason. I was surprised there's desert in Washington State. There is. There's desert there. There's desert here in Wyoming. Not as much, but it's a high plateau desert. I want to drive down Pacific Coast Highway. Yes, I so want to do that. I have not gotten to do that. Just like by myself. I want to do it by myself, where like I can actually drive it myself and see it all. It is on my list, Nikki. Judy wants to do it too. Yep. Ellen's been to Huntington Beach, California only. Been to Vegas a few times, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado, but would love to see more of the West in general. Okay, so one of the things that I love about Wyoming, and this is, just coming from, we chose Wyoming, so, take it with a grain. But one of the things I love about Wyoming, when you drive through Colorado and Utah, and you're looking at all of the scenery. You're also seeing power lines. You are literally seeing signs of civilization everywhere you go. Even in New Mexico and the mountains of New Mexico, northern New Mexico, you are seeing the power lines. You're seeing signs of civilization. You are seeing the signs that people live there and that people exist there. To the level of you can't escape that unless you're like getting out of the car and taking a picture and, you know, intentionally avoiding the power lines being in the picture. But you can't do that, you know, all the time. Here in Wyoming, you can drive, you know, and see mountains and not have any power lines in your way, not have so much obtrusive, oh my gosh, we have so much civilization here kind of signs. Like you don't just look like you're in the middle of nowhere, you can actually feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, which is amazing. And Chloe says she's been to Washington State and Seattle for a conference about 20 years ago. Yeah, a lot's probably changed in 20 years too. Zaza says the West Coast varies greatly. My brother did a road trip from Vancouver down to California. He said it was amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing. It really is. Susan says we have some of the highest mountains: Mount Rainier, Mount Baker, Mount St. Helens, Mount Adams in the Cascades, and the Olympic Range on the peninsula. Yes. When we were coming down from Washington into Oregon and into California, we got to stop and take pictures with Mount Shasta in the background, and that was pretty impressive. Carrie says that's why she lives where she does. Yeah, because you love that Atlantic coast. I love it. You love the scenery in Maine and all the beauty there. Yeah, you gotta love where you live, or you really need to love where you live. We'll put it that way. The Tetons are gorgeous, Nikki. They are so gorgeous. They're so gorgeous. But I bet you that there are parts of Wyoming that you have not yet seen that are just, they're so worth seeing. Now, do we have, you know, sightseeing set up? Not really. Because, you know, all of our trips would, you know, take you out of sewing for a day. But there are things to sightsee and to do trip-wise if you have the time and money to hang out longer to do it when you're here. Let's see. Semi-arid desert side of Washington. Yes. Yeah, if you live in the semi-arid, yeah, you do have the desert. Nikki, had said about the Tetons. We have that in Scotland, especially the Highlands. No sign of any civilization for miles and miles. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I mean, out of every state here in the United States, I did not ever see any place that was as accessible as Wyoming, but at the same time as, you know, barren as Wyoming, I guess is the best way to put it. When my dad came home from Korea in late fall in November, the ship sailed into Puget Sound. His buddy from Tennessee swore the navigator had made a mistake and they were sailing into Alaska. Oh, yeah. Yeah, all along that coastline from Alaska down, it does kind of feel the same, so I don't blame him for saying that. It feels the same, you know, from a distance at least. Let's see. He said the U.S. couldn't have mountains like he was seeing. Oh, I love visiting Edinburgh, Scotland when I was 7 years old. I also visited most of Ireland with my grandma. I am jealous. I'm so jealous. I have not been outside of the country except to Mexico when I was a teenager. And that was just to... I can't remember the name of the city. I could find it on a map. My plan was to travel all over with my camper when I retired someday. Yes. I would totally load up with you, Nikki. Totally load up with you. That would be an absolute dream for me. I would have to just take quilts to piece and then come home and quilt them. I would absolutely do a traveling quilter thing. That would totally be my thing. All right, we're gonna at least get to the end of this side, and then we'll call it a night because I'm already at 2 hours, and I'm gonna have to change positions to get off of my tailbone. Let's see, Chloe lived opposite Edinburgh on the other side of the river. Oh goodness. Yeah, we're so close and didn't know it yet. So close and didn't know it. I feel like that, leads into one of those Hallmark romance movies. Hallmark Christmas movies where, A Prince by Christmas or, somebody inherits an estate and has to go claim the estate, or, this disgruntled caretaker guy is so mad that you're there. I would so love to visit the British Isles, have family there that I would love to meet. That would be awesome, Susan. I do not even have a passport currently, so I couldn't travel to go visit if I wanted to. My husband and I are talking about taking a trip to England, Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man next year. I'm going to get some info and then decide. Yes, that would be awesome. Travel when you can afford to. I wish I could right now. We're still trying to get Road to California off the ground for me. The hotel cost is just ridiculous, so that's what I'm struggling with right now. Let's see, those movies are all the same, just slightly different actors and sets. Yeah, it is. They are all absolutely the same. And Puppy Dog has started dreaming. So if you hear some snorts and some grunts, hey Linda, welcome in. If you hear some snorts and grunts, it is coming from the puppy dog. It is coming from the puppy. I need to get a passport too, Tammy, says Susan. Yeah, I do not have, I had a passport at one point, but I have not updated it since, I think it expired in 99. I think. Or maybe 09, I don't remember. I think Hallmark movies are cheesy and my family loves them at Christmas. Thank goodness I have a phone to play on. Okay, so I can put a Hallmark Christmas movie on while I sew because I don't have to pay attention to the plot. Okay, Chloe doesn't have a current passport either. I'm trying to resize the pattern, but I'm a quarter of an inch short, so I need to rip these blocks and resew. That will be a thing for tomorrow. Absolutely. Yeah, put it off to tomorrow. You don't want to do things while you're tired and frustrated because that's when things don't turn out correctly. That is absolutely when they do not turn out correctly. I'm not doing too bad. I don't know. Do you guys want me to stay on and finish this on here? Let's see, my dad was Irish and never got back to the homeland before he passed, so I would love to go as an homage to him. Yes. My husband has Scottish ancestry from his dad's side, his biological dad's side. He never knew his biological dad. He died before my husband was old enough to remember him. So that would be interesting if he were able to make that trip. But he does not have a passport either. That would be a challenge. That would be a big challenge. My dad, let's see, that sounds frustrating, Carrie. Hope it works out easily tomorrow, says Chloe. Yes. Okay, a video of the spinner should be uploaded shortly. Oh, very cool. Now I can't download and do a video. So if you've got some pictures too, did you put some pictures with it or just the videos? Because I may have to get creative. At least I have time. At least you're telling me now so I can get creative. Nikki says she has one stamp on her passport. Her mom, sister, aunt, and her were in the Dominican Republic in April. Oh, very cool. I haven't been to the Dominican Republic either. Well, obviously, because I don't have a passport. And when I went to Mexico, it was before they required a passport for foot travel. Like, in a passenger van across the border. Video, hold on. Okay, that works. Rita let her passport expire this past July. It's 10:30 and I have an early morning, so good night. Absolutely, Carrie. Good night. Thank you for being here. Zaza says, Carrie, I hate when that happens. I have to work it all out on paper first before I start sewing. Yeah, I do too, Zaza. Everything I do, I tend to work out on paper. I am already working on the Sew and Tell giveaway quilt for April. There's going to be a lot of sewing involved in it. So I'm already kind of like, it's in my head, but I haven't done any measurements yet. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to work it to be about the normal size that I do. About 60 by 60 or so. So I got to figure that part out too. Got to figure it out. I have British, Welsh, Irish, Scottish, Norwegian, and Dutch ancestry. Oh, you are a very big mix, Susan. Nikki says she was in Mexico, Jamaica, and Puerto Rico before passports were a must. Yeah. I only got into Mexico, but the one little place I went in Mexico, we just went for a day trip. So we were not even there overnight. They were not going to take 15. It was 15 people in a 15 passenger van. And 2 people were adults. The rest were teenagers. So they were not going to take 13 teenagers across the border and have us be put up for the night. They did warn us not to drink the water. That was like the first thing that they warned us. But this was back when you didn't drink bottled water. You didn't drink water to begin with. You drank soda or whatever else. What part of the Dominican, Nicole? I've been to Punta Cana, says Ellen. And pardon me if I butchered the name of the city. I do not know for sure. I got a Santa stamp in my passport in Lapland. Oh, that is very cool, Zaza. That is awesome. Yeah, I don't even know what all paperwork I would need nowadays to get my current passport or to get a new passport. I think I still have my old one. I don't know. It's been expired for years. Years and years and years. It's been expired longer than a renewal would have been good for. I've changed weight a lot since then too. I don't even know what it says. Punta Cana. You said it perfectly, Cameron. Oh, good. Yay. That is awesome. Yeah, no, I have not. I virtually travel. So I will pull up a city or a town in a country I might want to visit. And I use Google Maps and let it take me down the street. And I get to see kind of what things really look like, and not like just, okay, this is what the YouTuber shows it to look like. It is, it is actually the way that, it goes. Oh, yay. The kids thought it was amazing. I bet. That is very cool. I didn't know they could do, like, I didn't even think about the fact that the stamps would be different. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but I didn't think about that. Oh my gosh. So let's see. So this month I've got to get the retreat things finalized. I've got to get reflections out for this month. I've got Sean's live coming up. I've got 2 lives with Kathy and Alicia. We've got Sew and Tell coming up on the 4th. And we have a medical trip for Mr. Siberian Wind. What else do we have this month? We have Thanksgiving this month. Oh, we have retreat this month, guys. I forgot about retreat. So Zoom retreat is coming up November 22nd, 23rd. If you are not signed up and you want to be, do !retreat in the chat, and Nightbot will give us a link so you guys can click the link over for that. The super chat goal is up for tonight as well. So if you want to join in on the super chats for the April 14th Super Chat giveaway. You're welcome to do that. Let's see, that's the region of Norway my great-grandfather was from. He was a reindeer herder before he immigrated to America. Oh, that's awesome, Susan. My grandparents were all born here in the States. Now I think even my great-grandparents, like I know one of them was born here in the States. Yes, this month is a virtual retreat. I've got to get the in-person retreat stuff finalized. Yeah, we've got a virtual retreat coming up November 22nd and 23rd. So it's the weekend before Thanksgiving. Yay! Awesome, Rita. Thank you. She got a photo of her wind spinners, put up on the Facebook group. Awesome. If you're not a member of the Facebook group and you want to be, just do !group in the chat, and Nightbot will drop you a link for that too. So that way you can click over and go answer the questions, please. I am having to start requiring people to answer the questions. Oh, let's see. Going to turn off my outside light off. No trick-or-treaters for, yeah. Yeah, is that time of night. Of course, it's only 7:30 there. That's not too bad. It's 8:30 here. We did not have a single knock on the door because we don't have trick-or-treaters in the apartment. They don't do it here. They don't want to walk up 4 flights of stairs. I'm only on 3rd floor, but they still don't want to walk upstairs. And my building only has 8 apartments. Susan, we were in the Finnish part of Lapland in the Arctic Circle. Ooh, that's very cool. I would love to go visit a place like that. Of course, Alaska is kind of like all that. Like, Alaska has some of that, just not all of it. And video is down and up now. Okay, very good, very good. I mean, the videos can be fine. I mean, it's still good to have the video in there too. Hey, Alicia, welcome in. There we go. Nikki doesn't get trick-or-treaters at her house. Yeah. Oh, how many did you have trick-or-treaters at, Alicia? Is that already done for the night? Of course, it's already 9:30 where you are. 9:40 almost. I bet they're done for tonight. Let's see. Zaza says, Susan, that would have been a very hard life. Yeah, it would have been. All that cold all the time. Because, I mean, it warms up, but it doesn't warm up that much. And that was, pre being able to talk to other people, like, easily. But it's way dark outside. Yeah, it is crazy dark here, too. Like, I mean, it was already getting dark at 6:30 when I got on here. Let's see, we had some, my grandma included. Oh, that's so special. That's awesome, Alicia. Yay! I can't believe your grandma came and trick-or-treated. I think that's adorable. I think it's so adorable. Rita says she spent 18 days in Anchorage, Alaska back in 85, and that was enough for her. Yeah. That's the cold time of the year. I went to Alaska during the summer. I've never had trick-or-treaters at my house. I am too far out in the country, says Linda. Yeah. See, my parents don't have trick-or-treaters either. Nikki says she loves Alaska too. It's stunning. I loved Ketchikan and Sitka. Yeah, Sitka was beautiful. Sitka was absolutely beautiful. I was in Sitka. I went to, we landed in Anchorage, of course. We went to Denali. We did go to Sitka. Where else do we go? Gosh. I know the name, but I can't think of it. I'd have to pull it up on a map. Seward, Alaska. I did not enjoy that part of Alaska as much. Oh. Yeah, Rita went in December, Chloe. She chose the coldest time of the year to go to one of the coldest states of the United States. It actually did not seem cold. It was the fact of no daylight. Oh, yeah. Lost track of AM or PM. Yes, Juneau is pretty. Absolutely. Juneau is gorgeous. Chloe Chloe stayed in Alaska for the summer at her aunt's house around 1997. Well, if you'd gone back in '04, you would have seen me. I was there in '04. That was the summer I went to Alaska. I was there for a couple weeks. We were doing a photography trip using old style film photography back when that was the deal. And it was so worth it. It was so worth it. Let's see. Hang on. I think all vacations should include tropical sun and beaches. I have an allergy to the cold, says Alicia. Well, the nice thing, okay. So the nice thing about coming to Wyoming in September for the retreat is that it's not too hot. Like, it's not crazy hot. It's not like 100-degree weather, usually. And it's also not too cold. It is not so cold that you have to have an actual coat. You can get by with a hoodie, during the hour, the colder hours of the day. And it's still early enough in the year that there's not going to be snow all over the ground. Snow could happen any time of the year here in Wyoming. But here in the city, you're not going to get a lot of snow in September when we're having the retreat. So we can still go up the mountain and go check the mountain out. We will do a couple of day excursions. So people who want to get out to go see things can go see them. But those who want to sew will not be penalized for wanting to stay and sew. So that is absolutely fine. Yeah, the no daylight, that is the hard part, Ellen. You're right. You're right. We were there during the summer, so it was all daylight all the time. We got like 1 hour of night. It was really hard. Let's see. It never got properly light, even with the snow. I wouldn't like to live there all winter, but the summers must be amazing. It was about 5 degrees, but it can get a lot colder. We went in December. Oh my gosh, Zaza. Yeah. I bet it does get colder. I mean, we get negative temperatures here easily. So I bet in Lapland it gets a lot colder than that. Nikki says she has to have daylight. She gets winter blues. Yeah, my husband's the same way. I do better if I have the daylight bulbs in the house. Ellen agrees with Alicia. Tropical umbrella drinks too. I was there installing computers in the KLEF radio station. Oh, that's very cool, Rita. The winters are rough in Alaska. You're not wrong, Chloe. They can be brutal. You'll get feet of snow. I mean, not just like inches, it's feet of snow. And, nothing can be made easy about it. It is the hard part of winters in Alaska. Like, there's no way to not have that kind of influence. The summers are amazing. But that amount of time that you're without daylight is definitely challenging. And the further north you go towards like Denali, that makes it harder. I need sunshine even if it's freezing. Yeah. Linda says Alaska's on our bucket list. Yes. I want to go back. I have not been back since '04. So it's been 20 years. Oh my gosh. Chloe, I just had that realization. It's been 20 years. It's been over 20 years. Ah, crazy. 21 years since I've been in Alaska. I stayed at a bed and breakfast, says Rita, went outside and was walking without realizing I was standing on the frozen ocean. Looking at the fish under my feet was weird. Oh, now that's really cool. So my problem with Alaska during the summer is that the mosquitoes are crazy huge and they will eat you alive. And I am prime mosquito bait. Like, apparently something about my blood just screams, eat me when it comes to mosquitoes. I cannot do the mosquitoes. Ontario, Canada is so cold. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Rita. I worked with an Alaskan native from Fairbanks. She said it would be minus 60. I've been to Fairbanks too. She said it would be minus 60 there. That's nuts. Yeah, it was minus 37 here. Was it last year? Yeah, no. Maybe it was the first winter we were here. I don't remember for sure. but it was negative 37 at one point. When the wind kicks up, it makes the wind even worse, or makes the cold even worse. So we have that problem too. There's a horror movie about Alaska when they go into the no daylight time, the no 30 days a night. Yeah. They were clever in Finland. They work longer hours in the winter to get more time off during the summer. Even the school day is longer than the winter. I don't blame them, because then you're sitting with daylight bulbs. You're doing everything that you can to combat the winter blues and the daylight problem. And then when you get around to having all that daylight, you have the time off to enjoy it. That's genius, actually. I know that one all too well, Rita. Yes. Yeah, the wind here is... it'll pick you up and move you. It'll pick you up and move you. Let's see, it's the same in Northern Europe. The mosquitoes are absolutely massive. See, I cannot do the mosquitoes. I can't do them. We do have mosquitoes here, but overall, they are not nearly as bad as even back home in Alabama. They are just not. They're not that bad. Like, I get maybe one mosquito bite a year here. Maybe. Not like, I can actually use like the bug spray, and it actually works here. Bug spray in the Southeast doesn't work. It's like the mosquitoes there are trained to eat that stuff up. Like, they sell us the bug spray like it's actually going to work, and it doesn't. Anchorage actually puts what they call white lights in all the trees so that people do not suffer from depression so badly. Yeah. Well, Anchorage is the highest populated city in Alaska. But what's absolutely crazy, is Wyoming is still less populated than Alaska. We are still less populated here. So, yeah, we got the beat. More people live in Alaska and brave all the temperatures and the cold and the daylight hours and all of that than they do here. If you think mosquitoes are bad, then you haven't encountered Scottish midges. These things were designed by Satans. No, I have not experienced those either. Let's see. Rita says she did go see the comedy shows, though. They have the Whale Fat Follies comedy show was so funny. I don't know if they still have it now, though. Just because they had it then doesn't mean that they'll have it now. Political correctness and all. But yeah, I've not experienced midges yet. I've not experienced those yet. February 1980, the coldest place in the U.S. outside of Alaska was about 15 miles east at the upper part of the valley, negative 54 for the low. Yeah. It was before I was born, though. Sounds like a memorable trip, says Chloe. Yes, I bet it was, Rita. I can't move any further north than where I am in Missouri. The winter doesn't last too long. Yeah, I hear you, Nikki. So, we already have, it was 39 degrees earlier, and my app hasn't updated yet, so it's probably colder than that now. 33. And the high tomorrow, okay, 33 feels like 31. The low is going to be 26 tonight. Tomorrow, the high is going to be 62. And then Sunday is going to be 66. And then we're going to start dropping again a little bit. But we're not going to really drop hard for a little bit. I mean, we're still going to be, 50s and 60s during the days. So, we're not having as cold of a winter yet, but that points to January is going to be brutal. January and February will be absolutely brutal, which I've got to travel in January. So we're going to see. Those you can keep them. I'll stick with the Arizona bark scorpions. Rita says that show does still exist. That's awesome. Yeah, I am okay without the mosquitoes, and I've not experienced the midges or the bark scorpions. My experience with mosquitoes from the Southeast, they're tiny, they're black. You don't know they bit you until they're already gone. Oh, they're having their final year, though. Oh, that stinks, Rita. Darn it. So the mosquitoes from the southeast, they bite you. You don't know you've got bit until they're already gone. So you can't kill them. And bug spray does not work. They do not get affected by the bug spray. Here, bug spray works. The mosquitoes are yellow and black, so you can see them, and they're bigger than they are in the southeast. But you actually feel them while they're on you. Like, you can actually feel them when they bite you. They don't numb you like the ones in the southeast do. So you actually know you've been bit the moment that they start biting you. So you can actually kill them while they're still on you. They have the worst defense mechanism in the world, but I love it. Let's see, I'm still picking a few strawberries off my plant on my deck. I had to cover them Sunday night. It's going to freeze and back in the 60s next week. So yeah, we're already at freezings. We'll be frozen tonight again. But that's normal for here this time of year. I mean, we've already had our first snow of the season, but we haven't had anything that's stuck yet. Let's see. They're on YouTube. Oh, very cool, Rita. Very cool. All right. So I will leave this up to you guys. Do you want me to call it quits here in just a minute when I get to this corner or when I get through with this thread? Or do you want to hang out with me while I finish going all the way around? It's going to be probably double of whatever time we've already spent. So you let me know. Do you want me to stay on? Or, just let me know. Let me know what you want. It's like midges, ordinary bug spray doesn't work, and they are tiny. Yeah. I hate the southeastern mosquitoes because I will come back from a small walk to the mailbox and I will be eaten alive by mosquitoes. And Nikki says that it's up to me, okay? All right. Because I need to get this done tonight either way. My body's starting to hurt. It's been a while since we reached the mid-60s. Today we got in the 50s. Oh gosh, yes, Susan. Yeah, you've got some colder temperatures right now. I will catch up to you later in the year. And closer to January, I'll catch up. I'll beat you then. All right. So I think I'm to the point almost of tying this knot. And then my next thread will be going around the corner. Oh my goodness. It's been fun. Keep going. Okay, we will do it. It's 66 today in mid-Missouri. Oh my gosh. Like, we got up to the 40s. We got up to the high 40s. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you, says Jen. Okay. Well, I need to get it done, so Chloe's going to go to bed soon. It's been fun talking with everyone. Absolutely, Chloe. Sleep well. Definitely sleep well. I guess we're going to hang out for as long as I can handle hanging out. Because I have got to get this done. Because if I'm sending this home tomorrow with the recipient's son, then it needs to be done. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So if I'm not doing it on live, I will be working on it. All right, let's see. Did I get the knot in there? Did I not get a knot? Yeah, I did get a knot. Okay, just didn't want to go into the fabric. There we go. All right, knot is in place. All right, what do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys want to talk about? I'm starting to run out of topics. Do you normally put on music or a podcast? Joan is asking Zaza, are you on at 7:30 tomorrow, not at 2 p.m.? Joan is in Central Time, so that is 1 hour short from Eastern. So if you're 3 p.m. Eastern normally, that's what she's saying too. Ellen says, yes, bed for me too. It's almost 11 here. I'm fading fast. I hear you, Ellen. Absolutely. Absolutely. I may call it quits here in a minute. Just so I can put my feet up. Good night, Ellen. Good night. I mean, it's 9 o'clock here. So, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Oh. Evening. Okay. So 7:30 tomorrow evening. So that puts it to 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So you're going to be on at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Have I done the conversion right? I will be busy. I will not be able to watch live. Tomorrow is crazy busy across the board. Awesome. Joan says she will try to remember and see you then. That's a good deal. Good deal. Very might not. I've also got to go somewhere through all of this quilt and trim threads from where I pieced it, and there's like thread hanging around from the fabrics. I gotta trim all of that too. 7:30 Eastern. Okay, so that's gonna be 6:30 your time, Joan. So Joan, it's not gonna be 7:30 your time, it's gonna be 6:30 your time. Time zone stuff is such a pain. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Trying to figure out what time zone everything is in. I've been up far too many hours today. Far too many hours. Let's see. I wish I could put some music on. I think music would. Yeah, I hate time zones too, Joan. I so hate them. With the US being such a big country, having 4 different time zones is just ridiculous. And that's not even counting whatever time zone Alaska's on. I think they might be Pacific, but I'm not sure. And then Hawaii is on its own thing, I think, as well. So it's just ridiculous trying to keep up with them all. Absolutely ridiculous. And so I messed up just a hair, and my thread is coming out at the wrong spot. So I am reburying my thread in my binding. So there'll be a tiniest little stitch on the outside of the binding, but it will hardly be noticeable. Unless you got a magnifying glass and you know where you're looking, you will never see it. So nobody else will ever see it either. All right. Here we go. Let's see what my thing says, how long we've been going. I'm just curious now. 2.5 hours. All right. And there's 10 of you guys watching. Yay! Y'all are fantastic. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate every last one of you. All right. I think Wonder Woman was a good choice for the back of this quilt. It was definitely not what I was expecting to put on the back of this quilt. I figured it was going to be the floral, or like I had a floral pit pulled out, and then I had one with some kind of abstract print. So I was kind of shocked when they picked the Wonder Woman. Kind of sweet that that's what he picked. But I was kind of shocked. I was not expecting it. I was not expecting it. And this is literally all of the Wonder Woman fabric I have. I have a little bit of scrap now, and that is it. And that is just what I cut off of the side of this. I just barely had enough to go the full length of this quilt twice. So it's a tight fit. Cow, could you stop, please? Sir, please stop. He's gonna make his arm roll. There he goes. He stopped. Good job. He's behaving. Y'all are just listening to me ramble now. Oh, conversations have been good. Yeah, they have been. They have been. I just don't know what to talk about now. I need a new topic. I do have, so I am working on my next pattern. So if you like the look of flying geese and you want something a little non-traditional, that's what it's going to be. It is not going to be a traditional flying geese. It's not going to be anything like Follow the Goose. It's not like that. Pal, please stop. Sir, stop. Stop. Don't make me grab the ruler, please. Okay, I think I moved things enough to get his, nope. That did not work either. Oh my goodness, guys. He's gonna be the death of me one of these days. Just from sheer annoying habits. Oh. Okay, sir. Pup. Pup, pup. Come here. Come on. Come here. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Please stop. At least I got him for a second. Nikki went fabric shopping today. She's looking for Kona, but came home with some other fabrics. I have not seen a lot of Kona left at Hobby Lobby. And none of my other shops here in town really carry it. So I have not checked the new quilt shop yet. I'm gonna check with them. Favorite candy. Ooh, Gobstoppers. Gobstoppers, that's my favorite candy. What do I have? Actually, what do I have? Let's see what I got. Pal, could you stop, please? I have candy. Do you put candy in your sewing room? In your sewing space? Oh, what do I have? I have pumpkin seeds. I have candy canes. Ooh, I have a payday. I have candy sticks. I have rock candy. And that is it, actually. I have not replaced... Ooh, I have that too. I have not replaced my Gobstoppers yet, so I need to order Gobstoppers soon too. It's on my Amazon refresh list or reload list. I am going to open this payday. Sorry. Ended up finding the color I needed on Etsy. Good deal. Good deal. I tend to not get chocolate. I do get, I will occasionally eat something with chocolate in it, but I don't eat chocolate very often. And I apologize for the candy wrapper sounds. I will be done with that momentarily. And we will put it where I can just pull off what I need. I'm glad you asked that, Susan. Because I really did need some fuel. So thank you. I do love Kona. I love Kona with all my heart. If I could make so many quilts out of nothing but Kona, I totally would do it. But I don't know, like, I have the Kona color card, but I have not been able to find some of the colors. And that was even with going online and searching all of these different shops. Nikki says she likes almost all candy, but not white chocolate. Right now we have Tootsie Pops in the house. Okay, so I do like white chocolate, but I don't like Hershey's white chocolate. Like the cookies and cream candy bar, I will eat that. But by far, I do not typically like Hershey's white chocolate. Like, it is something about the way that they formulate it. It is not... I mean, I know white chocolate isn't actually chocolate, but I don't like the way they formulate it. Susan says she usually has pretzels in her sewing area. I could see that. I'm not usually that much of a salty person. Hi. We are not pre-testing the quilt. Settle. He came to come hang out now. Now that he realized that Mom was just gonna fuss at him. Let's see. Our weatherman is dressed in a red curly wig, earrings, long flower caftan. Remember the landlord's wife on Three? Yes. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious, Joan. The kind of most appropriate costume that I've seen somebody in a workplace wear. I was at physical therapy, 2024, and my physical therapist was a tall, skinny dude. Like, literally. His name was Sam, and I mean, he's a great guy. Great physical therapist. Loved him. So, he dressed up as Waldo from Where's Waldo. It was the perfect costume for him. Because, all he really had to do was choose the right clothes. And he really was Waldo from Where's Waldo. I thought it was the funniest thing. I think I even have a picture somewhere on my phone I took when he wasn't facing me. Because I didn't want to, put his face out there because that's not fair to him. But, I took a picture of my physical therapist on Halloween Day in 2024 because he was dressed as Waldo from Where's Waldo. Golly, that costume, Joan. I'm just thinking through that costume. That's hilarious. That is so hilarious. You know what? I think I've got a friend that I think would be a perfect Curly from Larry, Moe, and Curly, the Three Stooges. I think he'd be a perfect one, dressed up as Curly. But I don't know who could be Larry and Moe. But I think I see him. I think he'll be at tomorrow's thing. So I may suggest that next year he needs to dress up as Curly. My suite was the Addams Family year. One year, it was Uncle Fester. Oh my gosh, Nikki. I would have had to have been Wednesday. The long hair, and I would have braided it. Yeah. He just said Mr. T. Oh my gosh. We had people dress up like Mr. T all the time when I was a kid. I don't think kids today know who Mr. T is. I don't think they know. I would totally rock Wednesday Addams. I haven't worn a Wednesday Addams costume yet, though. I guess I need to make a Wednesday Addams costume for next year. Because I think another season's about to come out, maybe. Isn't it? Because I've got seasons 1 and 2. I've seen seasons 1 and 2. But I don't know if I've seen another one. I had a bald cap and black around my eyes. I bet! That's perfect. Oh my gosh. That's so perfect. I told someone, someone in my real life friends, the ones that are here, physically, the one that took me out for dinner, I told them, I was like, yeah, I dressed up as an enchantress. And they're like, oh, fitting costume for you. It's like, well, thanks. Oh. Most of my friends here know I like Halloween. I even, he just said Mrs. Roper. I forgot her name. Yes. He was hilarious. Yes, Mrs. Roper was just, she was always over the top. The the wife of the guy from across the street with Samantha and Darren in Bewitched, whatever her name is, that would be a funny one too. I went to a Halloween concert at the university. It was fun to see pirates, George Washington, stormtroopers, etc. playing violins. Oh, oh my gosh. I I don't know what I would dress up as. So the for those of you who saw me, who all saw me in my coat over on William's channel? Because I haven't worn it again yet. Mrs. Kravitz, yes. Oh, she was so funny. Because nobody ever believed her. She saw stuff, but nobody ever believed her. Like, she was the first real example of somebody being gaslit that I've ever seen in my life. Not that, we should be gaslighting people, but that was like the first example of that I think I remember once I learned what gaslighting was. I think that she's the first one that I could associate it with. Let's see. I love Bewitched. I loved it. I don't think I like any of the remakes though. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the remake stuff. I truly love the original. I'm putting the rest of this quilt back on the opposite side of me because it's easier to hang on to that way. There we go. And repicking back up my needle. So, I'm trying to think. I love the old sitcoms, wish they'd bring them back. Yeah, you can watch some of them on YouTube. I don't know if you've got to have YouTube Premium for that or not. Yes, the original. Yeah, it's got to be the original. So we're having a conversation the other day about what TV show that you'd love to have them remake today. I don't know that they could remake Bewitched today because you really need people like Mrs. Kravitz, and you need that kind of interaction for that show. That was the comic relief of that show. So I don't know how you would do it today. Tinkerbell was playing a flute, Chewbacca playing a trumpet. It was such a fun concert. Oh my gosh. Oh. I bet he had his hands out of that costume to be able to play the trumpet. I could see Tinkerbell playing a flute. I don't know how you'd play a trumpet in a Chewbacca costume. Of course, I guess there's really only, 3 or 4? Is there 3? 3 buttons on a trumpet or 4? I can't remember. So I guess you only really need those fingers out. Now, could you imagine if it was a marching band playing in costume? How funny that would be. I did not get to watch the Jeffersons. Nikki loved the Jeffersons. Yeah, I didn't get to watch them. That was not allowed in the household. I don't know if it was because my dad didn't like the content of the show, or he didn't like the actors that were in the show. I don't know what it is, but we didn't get to watch the Jeffersons. Whatever the one with Oh, the Huxtables, I think. We could occasionally watch that one and get away with that one. With or like Urkel, Steve Urkel in there. We could get away with watching that occasionally, but the Jeffersons was definitely off limits. That was not a show that got played in our household, and I don't know the reason why. It's never been a. Nikki says it was hysterical. I bet it was. I bet it was. We watched All in the Family, the Cosby Show. Yeah, so we watched the Cosby Show. Occasionally, it was not on all the time, and I don't know if it's because, like, I think, and this is just me thinking, and this is me putting words in places where words were never put into place when I was growing up. I think because the Cosby Show was more upscale, that it was allowed, and the Jeffersons was not upscale. So there was an issue with that, maybe. I don't know for sure. I watched Gilligan's Island. I tried watching the Bewitched movie, but couldn't watch it. It was just wrong. Yeah, see, all of that. Alicia loved The Jeffersons, Good Times, and Sanford and Son. I could not watch Sanford and Son either. That one was also on the. I don't even know what Good Times is, so I don't know when that came on. But I didn't get to watch that one. Didn't get to watch The Jeffersons. Definitely didn't get to watch Sanford and Son. Like, Sanford and Son came on, I think, about the same time that it was like, okay, it's bedtime. Or maybe it could have also been that it came on the same time as another show. Like, I feel like there was something with that one that wasn't the content of Sanford and Son. I think it was the timing of Sanford and Son when I was growing up. But I definitely didn't get to watch The Jeffersons. That one was more. It was something about the show, and it was just not allowed. I don't know. I didn't let my son watch SpongeBob either. I mean, there's a lot of funny content in SpongeBob, but I never let him watch it. Like, that was on my banned list because I didn't want to put up with that show. It came on 10:30. Yeah, see, that would be why. That would be why. The 10:30 p.m. Yeah, my bedtime was never any later than 10. So yeah, that would be why I had to go to bed. All in the Family, Mary Tyler Moore. Okay, All in the Family I watched, but that one, like, my parents would be glued to the TV when that show was on if me or my brother were watching it, because they didn't want us repeating content without them knowing why we were repeating content. So we didn't get to watch All in the Family without an adult present. Mary Tyler Moore was too late night for me. Okay, let's see. Good Times was a family living in the projects. That could be why I didn't watch. I didn't even know about Good Times. My parents were fairly controlling on TV. I watched a lot of NASCAR racing. I watched a lot of like the drag racing, like the funny car racing or funny car trials. We watched baseball. We watched football. We watched Matlock. Gosh, we watched a lot of Matlock and Perry Mason. And I didn't get to watch Unsolved Mysteries. My brother got to stay up with my mom and watch that, but I was sent to bed when Unsolved Mysteries came on. I wouldn't let my grandson watch SpongeBob. I felt it lowers IQs. See, and that's kind of. So my deal with SpongeBob is I I've never enjoyed the content of SpongeBob. Like, I could not sit through an entire episode without absolutely cringing for one reason or another. And after like trying 3 or 4 times to, watch an episode, I said no. I just, no, absolutely not. I also didn't let my son watch Elmo for anything because I hated Elmo. I couldn't stand the giggle. Yes, Happy Days. Yes, I watched Happy Days. Laverne and Shirley, I don't know. Like, I know them. I can vaguely picture Laverne and Shirley, but I don't think I ever watched an episode. I did watch Mesh. And I also watched Hogan's Heroes. I was absolutely in love with Hogan. Absolutely in love with Hogan. Nikki says Laverne and Shirley was great. Yeah. My parents would have put on like the Carol Burnett show if a replay came up. Or we watched I Love Lucy. I was a teenager and watched Saved by the Bell. Lots of Saved by the Bell. But yeah, there was quite a few shows that we just did not. My parents didn't put on TV. Like, if my parents were out and my brother was watching, or my brother was watching me, my brother had control of the remote. So until I was a teenager and finally getting left by myself at home for anything, I really didn't have any kind of TV control until then. And by then, I really didn't have Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah, no, didn't see that show either. The Rags to Riches. I don't think so. I don't think I remember that show. So, Alicia loved Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah. See, my husband would have watched it. But my husband's much more of a TV buff than I am. I am not a TV buff. Like, so we got, when I moved up to Huntsville, Alabama, and actually when I was in college too, I never got cable. I didn't bother. There was no point for me to have cable. I didn't watch enough TV to make it worth watching. Oh, I never watched The Simpsons either. Susan says she wouldn't let her son watch The Simpsons, didn't like their disrespectfulness toward the grown-ups. Bart showed, yeah. The Simpsons was when Rugrats. I never let my son watch Rugrats for the same reason. Just because the shows were just too insensitive to the way I wanted my son raised. I mean, that could be part of the reason my parents didn't let me watch some TV growing up. But I think it was more that they didn't like the content more than they didn't want me watching the content. It was just they didn't like Rags to Riches, Washington, basically Annie with 3 girls of different races. Yeah, no, they didn't. I never got to see that. Wouldn't let my girls watch SpongeBob or Simpsons. Yeah, we didn't play Simpsons in my house when my son was little. Like when I went to college, I didn't bother getting cable. When I moved out on my own, didn't get cable. My second ex-husband got us cable. Like, he had cable for his 2 kids. And they would watch some of the weirdest stuff. Like, I'm just like scratching my head at the TV that they're watching. Because I'm just like, why? Like, why? This is like brain drain level. Why? I mean, I don't. Friends got me through my 20s. Every Thursday I watch Friends in ER. Well, I will say this. I have now caught up everything that is on Netflix for Grey's Anatomy. And I am going back and getting the one with, and I can't say it on or I can't say it on YouTube, but the one with Carrie, who is a book writer or a column writer in New York City. So that one, those episodes are really short. I didn't know that they were like 20, 30-minute episodes, which is really kind of cool because then if I go, to go sit down and watch an episode, then it's a much shorter time frame that it's got me sucked in. So I'm not sitting there watching like an hour and a half to watch 2 episodes or, anything like that. Like I'm already, and I can disconnect from TV so easily. So TV does not hold a candle to me anymore. Carrie Bradshaw, yes. See, I have not watched all of that before. I've seen some of it. Like, I think everything I'm in right now I've seen before, but I have not seen all of that all of that show. So, might as well. It's not the greatest stuff in the world. Nikki has the DVD set in her camper. Yeah, I just can't say the title of it because I don't want YouTube coming after me since I have captions turned on. I don't want YouTube coming after me for saying a possibly editable word. So, I know better than that one. But like it's on Netflix, so that's what I'm watching now. At least until the next season of Grey's Anatomy comes out onto Netflix. I've seen too many spoilers for the season that's coming out right now. And it'll probably be another one later. Mork and Mindy, I do know that one. I did get to watch that. I think it was because my parents loved Robin Williams. I think they let us watch that because it was Robin Williams. I don't remember the content. Like, I don't remember any of the specific episodes with Mork and Mindy, but like, I remember the general concept of the show, but I don't remember like any specific episode. That was a good show. That was a good show, though. What was the one? Al Bundy. With 2 teenage kids. It's kind of along the same lines of All in the Family. Like, it kind of had that same reek feel of All in the Family. I mean, I don't mean to call it reek as in bad, but just, it has that same scent to it. The Facts of Life was another one I liked. I don't know if I know that one. I don't know if I know that show. Married with Children. Yes, that one. We did watch that one. But just like All in the Family, that was one where my parents hung out and kept an eye and, were watching the content. And if it got too whatever for them, then they would change the channel. Oh, Nikki says she doesn't like Married with Children. Yeah, I'm not saying I liked it. I'm just saying it kind of has that same format as All in the Family, but instead of more upper class takes on it, it's more that middle lower class take on it. Oh, Alf. What about Alf? Wasn't that the same cast as Married with Children? Or was it the same guy with Alf? I didn't like Alf that much. My parents thought it was hilarious, I think, but I wasn't glued to that one. I've never been a cartoon character type person. And, you know, like a puppet or whatever Alf was, I just never appealed to me. I also didn't get, what was it? Trolls. Didn't get Trolls. I got to get Barbies and I got to get My Little Pony. I didn't get to get Polly Pocket because there's too many small pieces. And my parents didn't want to pick them up. Yeah, Nikki wasn't an Alf fan either, yeah. Alf was not, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I think I just didn't get Alf. Like, it didn't. To me, Alf isn't a real enough character, I guess. I guess that's where I'm going with that. Maybe. I don't know. I've actually had to rewatch E.T. because the first and only time I had seen it was when I was little, and it gave me nightmares. So I've rewatched E.T. and I have a new appreciation for it, but it kind of hits the same way that Alf did for me. I just don't get the whole weird creature thing. Maybe that's why Mork and Mindy, I didn't watch a lot of it. Just because, you know, Mork being from another planet didn't appeal to me. Family Ties. What was Family Ties about? Remind me, Family Ties. I don't remember Family Ties for sure. And we'll see. Here Comes the Brides. I didn't see that. The Partridge Family. Didn't see that. The Monkeys F Troop. Didn't see that. Green Acres. I have seen that show. I Dream of Jeannie. Yes. I've seen The Flying Nun, but never got to watch a lot of it. So Green Acres I'm very familiar with. Spent a lot of time watching that one. Green Acres and Petticoat Junction would come on like back to back. That one we were allowed to watch with or without one of the parents sitting and hanging out with us. Michael J. Fox was on it. Family Ties. That doesn't necessarily mean anything for me. I might have to go see if I can catch a full episode. I'm not sure that I watched a lot of Family Ties. Now, there was another one that had the twins. It had Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Whatever that show was, I watched a lot of. That's not Family Ties, though, is it? I also watched Happy Days. Golly. I was calling back to memory all the really old shows I haven't seen in forever. Andy Griffith. Yes, we absolutely watched a lot of Andy Griffith at my house. That and then Matlock. Those were some staples. I'm with you on that, Alicia. Absolutely some Andy Griffith. I can even hear that whistle in my head right now. I can't whistle to save my life, but I can hear it in my head. Oh, that was Family Ties? Okay. He was the older brother. He had two sisters. Full House. Full House is the one I watched. And Beverly Hillbillies. Yes. Beverly Hillbillies was a staple, too. We absolutely watched that one a lot. Okay, yeah. So I didn't watch Family Ties, but I did watch Full House. I spent a lot of time with Full House. Beverly Hillbillies with Jed. Every time I hear somebody with the name Jed, Beverly Hillbillies is exactly what I think of. I've actually met somebody here named Jed, and I had to do a double take. Yeah, Full House had the twins. I don't really remember Family Ties. I'm not saying I haven't seen it. I just don't remember it at all. I can't even picture the set. You know, I haven't watched every episode, but a more recent show is Big Bang Theory. I do kind of like it. I can relate to it a little bit better than some of the other shows I've seen. Or other more current shows. Bob Newhart's show was funny. Larry and his brother Daryl and his other brother Daryl. I do remember that part, but I don't really think I really caught the Bob Newhart show. I know my parents would have, but I don't remember it. Oh yes, we got to watch Petticoat Junction. My grandparents came on right before the Grand Ole Opry. I didn't get to watch the Grand Ole Opry. Like, that was not even on our radar of things we'd watch. I also don't tend to watch the, like, award shows. It just doesn't do anything for me. And I think that's because of the way I was raised with, you know, with what I watched on TV. I think that's what it is. Okay, we're trucking along. We're over halfway through the width of this other short side. And then we'll just have one long side to go, and then I will have the label to finish up. Let's see. Or the area around the label, and then the label. Oh. I'm glad y'all are here with me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all are awesome for rocking out and hanging out with me. I didn't realize it was going to take this long. That's what I get for not hand binding very frequently. I forget how long it takes. I know it takes a while, but like I forget in my head how long it takes. Oh, there we go. Gotta move it again because I'm having to reach too far. There we go. How is this on the view? Can y'all still see what I'm doing pretty well? Or am I moving it too far out of the view? I don't know that I can actually bind while trying to watch something either. I think... no, I did not. Like Days of Our Lives and such, no. Those were 100% off limits. My mom was a Dynasty fan and a Cagney and Lacey. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. Yeah. My mom was a Trekkie. Next Generation all the way. Good, good, good. Nikki says she can see perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Jean-Luc Picard. Whatever his right-hand man's name was. I don't remember all of it. I see all the memes everywhere all the time, though. I watched all the soaps my grandma and my mom watched. See, my grandmother didn't watch soaps when I was growing up. She had... Oh, I got a thread hanging out, guys. I just now realized it. I didn't pull both my threads tight. And it's several stitches back. So I don't know if I can get it to pull through or not. We're about to find out. Ah, got it. Good deal. I got lucky. Nikki says, oh, I'm sorry, my brother was a Trek fan. Yeah. Yeah. All the fantasy worlds and... At least I didn't... I'm glad it wasn't the... Oh, what was it? I think she was into it before Next Generation. Like, she was originally... That original version with Scotty. I think she was in that, but no. We didn't watch that. My mom watched Dynasty and the one with the Junior's brothers that came on Friday night. Yeah, we didn't catch that. When other new shows got introduced, it was stuff like Iron Chef. We watched so much Iron Chef. Absolutely so much Iron Chef. Mom was addicted to that show. And I don't know why, because Dad didn't eat seafood. And so, like, she was never cooking anything that she saw on the show. And she was never going to buy any of the ingredients that were on the show. But she was absolutely glued to that show. I remember she and I would have full-on conversations about Iron Chef. I remember that. All full-on conversations. She was a beast when it came to that show. My dad was the Perry Mason and Matlock person. Captain Kirk and Spock. Yes. Nikki says her brother was a huge fan. Yeah. We did like Spock. But I also loved Data. I thought Data was just so ingenious. Junior was on Dallas. Yeah, no, we never caught. Yeah. Yeah, we never caught that. Dukes of Hazzard. Now, we caught that occasionally. Of course, my parents didn't want me to come up. My parents did not want me to grow up wearing Daisy Dukes. But I kind of have a pair of Daisy Dukes now. There's a spinoff from Dallas as a show my mom watched. Yeah, my mom did not watch any of that. Not that I'm aware of. Oh my gosh, my monitor just went black on me for some reason. I do not know why. Oh well. Oh well. It's back. I can see you guys again. That was just so weird. I haven't had it do that in a really long time, so I don't know why it decided to now. Oh well. Oh, Falcon Crest is what Nicole is asking. I'm not sure what Falcon Crest is, but so one of you must know, but I don't. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else we watched. Oh, okay, gotcha. You have given the name to Alicia. Congratulations. Oh, okay. I had an email come in, and my antivirus is picking it up. It was a not safe email. Okay, let's see. I didn't like the Grand Ole Opry, says Susan. But thought Petticoat Junction was fun. It was fun. My granddad liked all the country shows and westerns. Dad liked the Mannix, the original Hawaii Five-O, etc. So, okay, Mom didn't watch any of the Hawaii Five-O kind of stuff. Dad was definitely like the Andy Griffith Show and Matlock and Love Boat. They both liked Love Boat. I never really watched it, but that was kind of like something that they watched. Trying to think. Debate. I don't know. She watched the cooking shows and Unsolved Mysteries and stuff like that. That was Mom. And Dad was like the Perry Mason and then actual sports and stuff like that. Oh. I may have to call it quits, guys. Just being honest. I think I'm hitting that wall. Oh. Let's see. I may just have to take this tomorrow and finish it. Or may have to get up early in the morning and finish it. I feel like I'm hitting a wall. Let's see. Let me bury this knot real quick. Let's see. This knot does not want to bury. It does not like me. Yeah, I'm hitting that wall, guys. Why is this not wanting to bury at all? Let's see if I can pull it back through. I have successfully pulled my needle back through before on other projects, and I got it on this one. Woohoo! All right. We're going to bury into the binding, since I can't apparently bury into that flannel right there. Okay. Let's see if it'll bury. I think LA Law was the first series I followed, says Alicia. Yeah. Saturday mornings were cartoons, Land of the Lost, American Bandstand. Okay, so you're probably closer to Mr. Siberian Moon's age, because he talks about American Bandstand, and that's not something I ever watched. I did watch Saturday morning cartoons, but same thing as with TV, now that I'm older, I don't, it doesn't have that same draw for me. So I don't always pay attention to it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to hit the wall on this. Okay. So what I'm going to have to do when I get here, I did not realize I did not catch my backing with my 1/4-inch stick. Or 1/4-inch stitch. Bleh. So when I pull this over, I'm going to have to make sure that I securely catch it. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do that while I am this tired. So this is going to have to wait for tomorrow. So I will have to get up early and take it with me or something. I'm going to have to do something because I need this done for tomorrow evening. So we are most of the way there. Joan says it's time to quit. See you Sunday night. Yes, same time as before. Yes, absolutely same time as before. The live is not scheduled yet. I will get to scheduling lives on Sunday morning. That is my current plan. So this quilt, you guys won't get to see it completely finished because I'm not there yet. But this quilt will be done and gifted and away before you see me Sunday night. So I won't have it back out here. But I will try to get some pictures of it because I usually do. I will try to get some pictures of it before I send it off to its forever home. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sorry I couldn't finish it on this one live because, again, hand binding takes forever. If I was machine binding it, it would absolutely have been done already. It probably would have been done in under 2 hours. And this is already, we're well over 2 hours now. We're looking at like 3 hours at the moment. So yeah, this is going to take probably another, couple of hours at least, because I'm going to have to finish this side and then go all the way down alongside and then finish attaching the label and the binding around the label because I couldn't do that in front of you guys without showing you the label, and it's not my label to share. So thank you so much for being here, guys. I will, like I said, I will post it Sunday morning. I'll post all the lives, and I will see you guys Sunday night for After Sunset Sunday, and I'll pull out something new, or something borrowed, something blue. We will figure out something to pull out. So if you've not petted some fabric today, go pet some fabric. Go put some needle and thread to fabric before you get in bed. You need the warm fuzzies, as do I this weekend. So make sure that you do that, and I will see you Sunday night. Until then,